Audacious.
Audacious.
Meaning boldly daring, often in a risky or surprising way. A common phrase is an audacious plan. Its contrast is cautious. Example 1. The team proposed an audacious midnight concert. Example 2. An audacious proposal attempts something unusually bold.
Feasible.
Feasible.
Meaning possible and practical to accomplish. A common phrase is a feasible solution. Its contrast is impractical. Example 1. The design is attractive, but is it feasible? Example 2. Before we celebrate, is the plan feasible with our time and money?
Meticulous.
Meticulous.
Meaning extremely careful about small details. A common phrase is meticulous preparation. Its contrast is careless. Example 1. She kept meticulous financial records. Example 2. Tavi began a meticulous review, checking every cost and measurement with extreme care.
Tentative.
Tentative.
Meaning not final, fixed, or fully certain. A common phrase is a tentative schedule. Its contrast is definitive. Example 1. We reached a tentative agreement. Example 2. Then let us make a tentative schedule. A first version we can still change.
Allocate.
Allocate.
Meaning assign resources for a specific purpose. A common phrase is allocate funds. Its contrast is withhold. Example 1. The council allocated money to repairs. Example 2. We allocate resources by assigning them to particular purposes.
Constraint.
Constraint.
Meaning a restriction that limits choices or action. A common phrase is budget constraint. Its contrast is freedom. Example 1. Time was our greatest constraint. Example 2. Our main constraint is the small town square. It limits how many booths can fit.
Consensus.
Consensus.
Meaning general agreement among a group. A common phrase is reach a consensus. Its contrast is disagreement. Example 1. The committee reached a consensus. Example 2. Can we reach a consensus that safety and access come before spectacle?
Pragmatic.
Pragmatic.
Meaning focused on practical results and real conditions. A common phrase is a pragmatic approach. Its contrast is idealistic. Example 1. They chose a pragmatic compromise. Example 2. A pragmatic solution respects real conditions.
Viable.
Viable.
Meaning capable of working or succeeding. A common phrase is a viable option. Its contrast is unworkable. Example 1. Solar power became financially viable. Example 2. Then the festival is viable. It can succeed if we reduce the stages and share equipment.
Facilitate.
Facilitate.
Meaning make a process or action easier. A common phrase is facilitate discussion. Its contrast is hinder. Example 1. Clear rules facilitate cooperation. Example 2. I can facilitate the meeting by organizing choices and helping everyone cooperate.
Advocate.
Advocate.
Meaning publicly support or recommend a cause or policy. A common phrase is advocate reform. Its contrast is oppose. Example 1. Doctors advocated better access to preventive care. Example 2. I will advocate for the festival because it can unite neighbors and support local shops.
Articulate.
Articulate.
Meaning express an idea clearly and effectively. A common phrase is articulate a vision. Its contrast is mumble. Example 1. She articulated the problem without exaggerating it. Example 2. I must articulate our plan clearly. not bury it beneath cheerful slogans.
Compelling.
Compelling.
Meaning strongly convincing or powerfully interesting. A common phrase is compelling evidence. Its contrast is unconvincing. Example 1. The documentary made a compelling case for action. Example 2. A compelling argument strongly attracts attention or convinces an audience.
Cogent.
Cogent.
Meaning clear, logical, and convincing. A common phrase is a cogent argument. Its contrast is illogical. Example 1. Her cogent explanation changed the committee's mind. Example 2. Let us make a cogent case, with logic connecting every claim to evidence.
Rebuttal.
Rebuttal.
Meaning a reasoned answer to an opposing argument. A common phrase is offer a rebuttal. Its contrast is endorsement. Example 1. The editor published a detailed rebuttal to the criticism. Example 2. Our rebuttal is the revised map, which preserves a clear path to each shop.
Refute.
Refute.
Meaning prove a statement or theory false. A common phrase is refute a claim. Its contrast is substantiate. Example 1. The new records refuted the rumor. Example 2. To refute a claim is to prove that it is false or mistaken.
Concede.
Concede.
Meaning admit that something is true or valid. A common phrase is concede a point. Its contrast is deny. Example 1. He conceded that the original estimate was too low. Example 2. I concede 1 point. Deliveries will need a special morning schedule.
Evasive.
Evasive.
Meaning deliberately avoiding a direct answer. A common phrase is an evasive response. Its contrast is forthright. Example 1. The witness became evasive when asked about dates. Example 2. When asked about cleanup costs, Kiko first gave an evasive answer about beautiful sunsets.
Candid.
Candid.
Meaning truthful and direct, even about difficulty. A common phrase is a candid assessment. Its contrast is evasive. Example 1. We need a candid discussion about the risks. Example 2. A candid speaker states the real uncertainty instead of hiding it.
Rhetoric.
Rhetoric.
Meaning language designed to persuade or impress. A common phrase is political rhetoric. Its contrast is plain statement. Example 1. The speech used hopeful rhetoric but few facts. Example 2. Rhetoric can make a speech memorable, but elegant language cannot replace evidence.
Dearth.
Dearth.
Meaning a serious lack or insufficient amount of something. A common phrase is a dearth of evidence. Its contrast is abundance. Example 1. A dearth of volunteers delayed the project. Example 2. The next sunny morning, the team opened the supply shed and found a dearth of lantern paper.
Scant.
Scant.
Meaning very little, barely sufficient. A common phrase is scant resources. Its contrast is ample. Example 1. The report offered scant evidence for its claim. Example 2. The ribbon supply is scant too, barely enough for the main gate.
Meager.
Meager.
Meaning lacking in quantity or quality, disappointingly small. A common phrase is a meager income. Its contrast is substantial. Example 1. They survived on a meager food supply. Example 2. And this is a meager box of paint, disappointingly small for 12 signs.
Abundant.
Abundant.
Meaning present in large quantities, plentiful. A common phrase is abundant evidence. Its contrast is scarce. Example 1. Wildflowers were abundant after the spring rain. Example 2. Outside the shed, however, bamboo is abundant. The gardeners offered whole bundles.
Ration.
Ration.
Meaning, control the amount available to each person. A common phrase is ration supplies. Its contrast is distribute freely. Example 1. During the drought, the town rationed water. Example 2. We should ration the rare paper so every workshop receives a fair portion.
Frugal.
Frugal.
Meaning, careful to avoid unnecessary expense or waste. A common phrase is a frugal lifestyle. Its contrast is extravagant. Example 1. Her frugal plan reused every wooden panel. Example 2. A frugal design can use old maps on one side and bright paint on the other.
Judicious.
Judicious.
Meaning, showing wise and balanced judgment. A common phrase is judicious use. Its contrast is reckless. Example 1. A judicious compromise protected both priorities. Example 2. We also need a judicious plan. Save the strongest paper for lanterns exposed to wind.
Squander.
Squander.
Meaning, waste something valuable in a reckless way. A common phrase is squander an opportunity. Its contrast is conserve. Example 1. Do not squander time on an avoidable dispute. Example 2. Please do not squander them. To squander a resource is to waste it recklessly.
Austere.
Austere.
Meaning, plain and without comfort, decoration, or luxury. A common phrase is an austere design. Its contrast is ornate. Example 1. The room was austere but impeccably clean. Example 2. Austere does not have to mean gloomy. Clean bamboo shapes can look elegant in sunlight.
Surplus.
Surplus.
Meaning, an amount left beyond what is needed. A common phrase is a budget surplus. Its contrast is deficit. Example 1. The farm donated its surplus produce. Example 2. Then Sunnybot found a surplus of fabric left from last year's picnic.
Contentious.
Contentious.
Meaning, likely to cause strong disagreement or argument. A common phrase is a contentious issue. Its contrast is uncontroversial. Example 1. Zoning became the meeting's most contentious topic. Example 2. By afternoon, the main stage location had become the festival's most contentious question.
Antagonize.
Antagonize.
Meaning, cause someone to become hostile or opposed. A common phrase is antagonize voters. Its contrast is conciliate. Example 1. A dismissive reply may antagonize your audience. Example 2. To antagonize people is to make them hostile or angry.
Placate.
Placate.
Meaning, make an angry person calmer, often by concession. A common phrase is placate critics. Its contrast is provoke. Example 1. The refund placated several unhappy customers. Example 2. Then I will placate them with free front row seats.
Appease.
Appease.
Meaning, calm someone by meeting demands, sometimes unwisely. A common phrase is appease opponents. Its contrast is defy. Example 1. The leader changed the rule to appease protesters. Example 2. Appease can mean calming conflict by yielding. It may imply an unwise concession.
Conciliatory.
Conciliatory.
Meaning, intended to reduce hostility and restore goodwill. A common phrase is a conciliatory tone. Its contrast is confrontational. Example 1. Her conciliatory message reopened negotiations. Example 2. Bramble adopted a conciliatory tone and placed both maps on the table.
Rancor.
Rancor.
Meaning, deep, lasting bitterness or resentment. A common phrase is personal rancor. Its contrast is goodwill. Example 1, they debated firmly but without rancor. Example 2, the rancor has produced discord, serious disagreement within our team.
Discord.
Discord.
Meaning serious disagreement or lack of harmony. A common phrase is sow discord. Its contrast is harmony. Example 1, rumors created discord within the committee. Example 2, the rancor has produced discord, serious disagreement within our team.
Reconcile.
Reconcile.
Meaning restore agreement or make conflicting ideas compatible. A common phrase is reconcile differences. Its contrast is alienate. Example 1, the design reconciles beauty with accessibility. Example 2, to reconcile conflicting goals is to make them compatible.
Compromise.
Compromise.
Meaning an agreement in which each side makes concessions. A common phrase is reach a compromise. Its contrast is deadlock. Example 1, both departments accepted the compromise. Example 2, here is a compromise. Move the stage to the garden edge and angle the speakers toward the square.
Accord.
Accord.
Meaning a formal or negotiated agreement. A common phrase is reach an accord. Its contrast is dispute. Example 1, the nations signed a trade accord. Example 2, that accord is a formal agreement created after negotiation.
Empirical.
Empirical.
Meaning based on observation, measurement, or experiment. A common phrase is empirical evidence. Its contrast is theoretical. Example 1, the policy was revised after empirical testing. Example 2, my soil gauge gives empirical readings from 6 locations around the stage.
Anecdote.
Anecdotal.
Meaning based on personal stories rather than systematic evidence. A common phrase is anecdotal evidence. Its contrast is systematic. Example 1, anecdotal reports suggested a problem but did not prove it. Example 2, a musician told me the garden flooded once. Is that anecdotal evidence?
Corroborate.
Corroborate.
Meaning confirm or support a statement with independent evidence. A common phrase is corroborate an account. Its contrast is contradict. Example 1, security footage corroborated the witness's account. Example 2, can the maintenance records corroborate that account by independently supporting it?
Substantiate.
Substantiate.
Meaning support a claim with convincing facts or proof. A common phrase is substantiate a claim. Its contrast is disprove. Example 1, the researcher could not substantiate the allegation. Example 2, to substantiate a claim is to support it with convincing facts or proof.
Infer.
Infer.
Meaning reach a conclusion from evidence and reasoning. A common phrase is infer from evidence. Its contrast is observe directly. Example 1, we can infer demand from the sudden price increase. Example 2, from the dry samples, may we infer that every part of the garden is safe.
Deduce.
Deduce.
Meaning derive a conclusion logically from known facts. A common phrase is deduce a conclusion. Its contrast is guess. Example 1, from the footprints, she deduced that 2 people had entered. Example 2, we can deduce one certainty from the map. Water flows downhill toward the eastern drain.
Ambiguous.
Ambiguous.
Meaning open to more than one interpretation. A common phrase is ambiguous evidence. Its contrast is unequivocal. Example 1. The ambiguous instruction confused both teams. Example 2. Ambiguous evidence allows more than one interpretation.
Plausible.
Plausible.
Meaning seeming reasonable or likely to be true. A common phrase is a plausible explanation. Its contrast is implausible. Example 1. Her explanation was plausible but still unverified. Example 2. Then both explanations are plausible, reasonably possible, even if neither is proven.
Discrepancy.
Discrepancy.
Meaning an inconsistency between facts, records, or results. A common phrase is a discrepancy between. Its contrast is consistency. Example 1. The auditor found a discrepancy in the totals. Example 2. I found a discrepancy. The paper map places the drain 2 meters west of its actual position.
Scrutinize.
Scrutinize.
Meaning examine something very carefully. A common phrase is scrutinize the evidence. Its contrast is glance at. Example 1. Reviewers scrutinized every assumption in the proposal. Example 2. To scrutinize something is to examine it with great care.
Tribulation.
Tribulation.
Meaning a severe trial, difficulty, or period of suffering. A common phrase is endure tribulation. Its contrast is comfort. Example 1. The expedition survived hunger and other tribulations. Example 2. That afternoon, a fierce gust struck the garden stage, scattering music and turning the rehearsal into an unexpected tribulation.
Impede.
Impede.
Meaning delay or obstruct the progress of something. A common phrase is impede progress. Its contrast is facilitate. Example 1. Poor drainage impeded construction. Example 2. To impede progress is to delay or block it.
Hamper.
Hamper.
Meaning make a task, movement, or effort more difficult. A common phrase is hamper efforts. Its contrast is assist. Example 1. Heavy equipment hampered the rescue effort. Example 2. Tangled cables also hamper our work. Hamper means make a task or effort more difficult.
Thwart.
Thwart.
Meaning prevent a plan or effort from succeeding. A common phrase is thwart an attempt. Its contrast is advance. Example 1. Quick action thwarted the attempted theft. Example 2. To thwart an attempt is to stop it from achieving its goal.
Exacerbate.
Exacerbate.
Meaning make an existing problem or bad situation worse. A common phrase is exacerbate a problem. Its contrast is alleviate. Example 1. The delay exacerbated public frustration. Example 2. Exacerbate means make an already bad situation worse.
Predicament.
Predicament.
Meaning a difficult, unpleasant situation that is hard to escape. A common phrase is a difficult predicament. Its contrast is advantageous situation. Example 1. The missing key left us in an awkward predicament. Example 2. This predicament needs calm engineering, not louder screaming.
Resilient.
Resilient.
Meaning able to recover quickly from difficulty or damage. A common phrase is a resilient community. Its contrast is fragile. Example 1. The resilient team adapted after the setback. Example 2. A resilient community bends under pressure, but does not remain defeated.
Mitigate.
Mitigate.
Meaning make something harmful or severe less serious. A common phrase is mitigate risk. Its contrast is intensify. Example 1. Shade trees mitigate extreme summer heat. Example 2. To mitigate a problem is to make it less severe, even if we cannot remove it completely.
redress,
redress,
meaning correct a problem or compensate for a wrong. A common phrase is redress an imbalance. Its contrast is perpetuate. Example 1. The new rule redressed an unfair imbalance. Example 2. To redress a problem is to correct it or provide a remedy.
surmount,
surmount,
Meaning successfully overcome a difficulty or obstacle. A common phrase is surmount an obstacle. Its contrast is succumb to. Example 1. They surmounted repeated technical failures. Example 2. With these changes, we can surmount the obstacle rather than surrender to it.
acclaim,
acclaim,
Meaning enthusiastic public praise or approval. A common phrase is win acclaim. Its contrast is condemnation. Example 1. The architect won acclaim for the accessible design. Example 2. Their acclaim celebrates the recovery, not the dangerous setup that caused the trouble.
approbation,
approbation,
Meaning formal or strongly expressed approval. A common phrase is official approbation. Its contrast is disapproval. Example 1. The proposal received the board's approbation. Example 2. The safety inspector also gave formal approbation to the lower canopy and reinforced anchors.
rebuke,
rebuke,
Meaning a strong expression of criticism or disapproval. A common phrase is a sharp rebuke. Its contrast is commendation. Example 1. The judge issued a rebuke for the careless conduct. Example 2. But her report included a sharp rebuke for our original weak knots.
deride,
deride,
Meaning treat or speak of someone or something with scorn. A common phrase is deride an idea. Its contrast is respect. Example 1. Critics derided the invention before it succeeded. Example 2. To deride something is to treat it with scorn or ridicule.
laud,
laud,
Meaning praise someone or something highly. A common phrase is laud the effort. Its contrast is denounce. Example 1. Reviewers lauded her careful research. Example 2. Instead, I will laud the volunteers for staying calm and securing every poll.
disparate,
disparage,
Meaning belittle or speak of as having little worth. A common phrase is disparage a rival. Its contrast is esteem. Example 1. A fair debate does not disparage opposing speakers. Example 2. To disparage people is to belittle them or speak of them as less worthy.
ambivalent,
ambivalent,
Meaning having mixed or conflicting feelings. A common phrase is ambivalent about. Its contrast is unequivocal. Example 1. Residents were ambivalent about the rapid expansion. Example 2. The shopkeepers were ambivalent about the sudden attention. Pleased by the crowd, yet worried about blocked deliveries.
wary,
wary,
Meaning cautious and watchful because of possible danger. A common phrase is wary of risks. Its contrast is reckless. Example 1. Investors remained wary of the uncertain forecast. Example 2. Wary people remain alert because they recognize a possible danger.
fervor,
fervor,
Meaning intense enthusiasm or passionate feeling. A common phrase is patriotic fervor. Its contrast is apathy. Example 1. Volunteers worked with remarkable fervor. Example 2. Fervor is intense enthusiasm or passion for a cause or activity.
lethargy,
lethargy,
Meaning a state of sluggishness or lack of energy. A common phrase is overcome lethargy. Its contrast is vigor. Example 1. A short walk helped her overcome afternoon lethargy. Example 2. Lethargy is a state of sluggishness or lack of energy. Rest and a shorter shift should help.
Delegate.
Delegate.
Meaning, assign a task or responsibility to another person. A common phrase is delegate a task. Its contrast is retain. Example 1. A skilled manager delegates routine decisions to the team. Example 2. To delegate a task is to assign it and enough authority to someone else.
Culpable.
Culpable.
Meaning, deserving blame for a fault or wrongdoing. A common phrase is culpable for negligence. Its contrast is blameless. Example 1. The inquiry found the supervisor culpable for ignoring warnings. Example 2. Momo is culpable for the unclear handoff, while Kiko is responsible for changing the not plan.
Prudent.
Prudent.
Meaning, careful, sensible, and guided by sound judgment. A common phrase is a prudent decision. Its contrast is reckless. Example 1. It was prudent to inspect the bridge before reopening it. Example 2. A prudent review should identify each failure without turning accountability into a public spectacle.
Arbitrary.
Arbitrary.
Meaning, based on whim or personal preference rather than reason. A common phrase is an arbitrary rule. Its contrast is reasoned. Example 1. The arbitrary deadline had no connection to the actual work. Example 2. Arbitrary decisions rest on whim or random preference rather than a fair reason.
Peremptory.
Peremptory.
Meaning, insisting on immediate obedience and allowing no refusal. A common phrase is a peremptory command. Its contrast is deferential. Example 1. Her peremptory tone discouraged questions from the staff. Example 2. Peremptory language demands immediate obedience and can silence useful warnings.
Cooperative.
Cooperative.
Meaning, willing to work with others toward a common purpose. A common phrase is a cooperative approach. Its contrast is obstructive. Example 1. A cooperative witness answered every relevant question. Example 2. Cooperative people work together toward a common purpose instead of hiding information.
Integrity.
Integrity.
Meaning, firm honesty and adherence to moral principles. A common phrase is act with integrity. Its contrast is dishonesty. Example 1. She showed integrity by reporting her own accounting error. Example 2. Integrity is firm honesty and adherence to moral principles, especially when concealment would be easier.
Initiative.
Initiative.
Meaning, readiness to begin useful action without being told. A common phrase is show initiative. Its contrast is passivity. Example 1. He showed initiative by organizing the emergency supplies. Example 2. Initiative is the readiness to begin useful action independently.
Mandate.
Mandate.
Meaning, an authoritative command or formally granted duty. A common phrase is an official mandate. Its contrast is suggestion. Example 1. The agency has a mandate to protect public health. Example 2. The inspector's new mandate is official. A named safety lead must sign every anchor check.
Foresight.
Foresight.
Meaning, the ability to anticipate and prepare for future needs. A common phrase is show foresight. Its contrast is improvidence. Example 1. Her foresight kept extra water available during the outage. Example 2. With foresight, we prepare before trouble appears instead of composing apologies afterward.
Adapt.
Adapt.
Meaning, change something to suit a new purpose or situation. A common phrase is adapt to change. Its contrast is resist change. Example 1. The school adapted its schedule to the new bus route. Example 2. To adapt something is to change it so it suits a new purpose or situation.
Innovation.
Innovation.
Meaning a new idea, method, or device introduced to improve something. A common phrase is technological innovation. Its contrast is tradition. Example 1. The vaccine was a major medical innovation. Example 2. A rotating root system could be a useful innovation, an idea introduced to improve how we work.
Obsolete.
Obsolete.
Meaning no longer used or useful because something newer has replaced it. A common phrase is become obsolete. Its contrast is current. Example 1. Digital records made the old filing system obsolete. Example 2. Those fixed signs are now obsolete. They are no longer useful because the route may change with wind and deliveries.
Conventional.
Conventional.
Meaning based on accepted customs, standards, or ordinary practice. A common phrase is conventional wisdom. Its contrast is unconventional. Example 1. They chose a conventional design that everyone recognized. Example 2. The conventional plan used fixed paper signs because that familiar method had always been used.
Ingenious.
Ingenious.
Meaning cleverly inventive and showing skill or imagination. A common phrase is an ingenious solution. Its contrast is unimaginative. Example 1. Her ingenious device purified water without electricity. Example 2. Ingenious describes something cleverly inventive and skillfully designed.
Ameliorate.
Ameliorate.
Meaning make a bad or difficult condition better or less severe. A common phrase is ameliorate conditions. Its contrast is exacerbate. Example 1. Shade and drinking stations ameliorated the summer heat. Example 2. To ameliorate a bad condition is to make it better or less severe.
Alter.
Alter.
Meaning change a feature, character, or form of something. A common phrase is alter a plan. Its contrast is preserve unchanged. Example 1. New evidence altered the committee's conclusion. Example 2. We can alter the lantern frames, change their tall, rigid form into lower, rounded supports.
Emulate.
Emulate.
Meaning imitate a successful person or model in order to equal it. A common phrase is emulate success. Its contrast is reject as a model. Example 1. Smaller cities tried to emulate the program's success. Example 2. To emulate a successful model is to imitate it with the goal of matching its achievement.
Improvise.
Improvise.
Meaning create or perform without preparation, using what is available. A common phrase is improvise a solution. Its contrast is rehearse. Example 1. When the microphone failed, she improvised a brief speech. Example 2. We can improvise one from spare bamboo, surplus fabric, and flower pots, using what is available right now.
Lasting.
Lasting.
Meaning continuing for a long time without disappearing. A common phrase is a lasting impact. Its contrast is temporary. Example 1. The scholarship created a lasting benefit for the community. Example 2. Our improvised path is temporary, but the adaptable signs and safer lanterns are a lasting improvement, one designed to endure.
Concise.
Concise.
Meaning expressing much clearly in few words. A common phrase is a concise summary. Its contrast is verbose. Example 1. The chair gave a concise summary of the decision. Example 2. a concise message saves time, a lucid one saves confusion.
Lucid.
Lucid.
Meaning clear, understandable, and logically expressed. A common phrase is a lucid explanation. Its contrast is opaque. Example 1. Her lucid explanation made the complex rule understandable. Example 2. A concise message saves time, a lucid one saves confusion.
Opaque.
Opaque.
Meaning difficult to understand or explain clearly. A common phrase is opaque language. Its contrast is lucid. Example 1. The contract's opaque language confused applicants. Example 2. Nothing important is implicit, redundant, or opaque, so rumor cannot easily distort the plan.
Verbose.
Verbose.
Meaning using or containing more words than necessary. A common phrase is a verbose report. Its contrast is concise. Example 1. The verbose report buried its conclusion on page 40. Example 2. I became verbose, using far too many words to explain one small change.
Redundant.
Redundant.
Meaning unnecessary because it repeats or exceeds what is needed. A common phrase is a redundant phrase. Its contrast is essential. Example 1. The editor removed several redundant sentences. Example 2. And 3 repeated warnings are redundant because they add nothing new.
Explicit.
Explicit.
Meaning stated clearly and directly, leaving nothing important implied. A common phrase is explicit instructions. Its contrast is implicit. Example 1. The guide gave explicit instructions for the evacuation. Example 2. Now the message is concise, lucid, and explicit, while still preserving every useful nuance.
Implicit.
Implicit.
Meaning suggested or understood without being directly stated. A common phrase is an implicit assumption. Its contrast is explicit. Example 1. The proposal contained an implicit promise of support. Example 2. Nothing important is implicit, redundant, or opaque, so rumor cannot easily distort the plan.
Nuance.
Nuance.
Meaning a subtle difference in meaning, feeling, or expression. A common phrase is a subtle nuance. Its contrast is gross difference. Example 1. The translation preserved every nuance of the original argument. Example 2. Now the message is concise, lucid, and explicit, while still preserving every useful nuance.
Distort.
Distort.
Meaning change something so that it becomes false or inaccurate. A common phrase is distort the facts. Its contrast is represent accurately. Example 1. Selective statistics can distort the public's understanding. Example 2. Repetition can distort a message by altering its meaning or presenting it inaccurately.
Clarify.
Clarify.
Meaning make a statement or situation easier to understand. A common phrase is clarify a point. Its contrast is obscure. Example 1. The witness clarified one confusing detail. Example 2. Let us clarify the accessibility note by naming the step-free entrance and pointing to it.
Altruistic.
Altruistic.
Meaning showing unselfish concern for other people's welfare. A common phrase is an altruistic act. Its contrast is self-serving. Example 1. Her altruistic donation helped families she had never met. Example 2. Altruistic people show unselfish concern for the welfare of others.
Benevolent.
Benevolent.
Meaning intending kindness or generously providing help. A common phrase is a benevolent organization. Its contrast is malevolent. Example 1. a benevolent neighbor delivered meals during the storm. Example 2. Benevolent actions actively promote another person's well-being.
Impartial.
Impartial.
Meaning treating all sides fairly without favoritism. A common phrase is an impartial judge. Its contrast is biased. Example 1. The panel asked an impartial expert to review the evidence. Example 2. Impartial judgment shows no favoritism, whether the artist is my friend or a first-time visitor.
Egalitarian.
Egalitarian.
Meaning believing in or based on equal rights and opportunities. A common phrase is an egalitarian society. Its contrast is hierarchical. Example 1. The egalitarian policy gave every applicant the same access. Example 2. And an egalitarian festival lets generosity become a shared obligation instead of a private favor.
Exploit.
Exploit.
Meaning use a person or situation unfairly for one's own advantage. A common phrase is exploit workers. Its contrast is protect. Example 1. The scheme exploited customers who lacked other options. Example 2. To exploit people is to use them unfairly for one's own advantage.
Unscrupulous.
Unscrupulous.
Meaning willing to act dishonestly because moral principles are ignored. A common phrase is an unscrupulous dealer. Its contrast is ethical. Example 1. An unscrupulous broker concealed the extra fee. Example 2. Unscrupulous conduct ignores moral principles. Hiding a free option is deliberately dishonest.
Virtuous.
Virtuous.
Meaning having or showing high moral standards. A common phrase is virtuous conduct. Its contrast is corrupt. Example 1. Returning the lost money was a virtuous decision. Example 2. A virtuous response must be morally sound, not merely convenient for the organizers.
Transparent.
Transparent.
Meaning open, clear, and easy for others to examine. A common phrase is a transparent process. Its contrast is secretive. Example 1. The committee used a transparent method to award grants. Example 2. Transparent procedures are open, clear, and easy for the public to examine.
Obligation.
Obligation.
Meaning a duty created by law, promise, agreement, or moral principle. A common phrase is a moral obligation. Its contrast is option. Example 1. The hospital has an obligation to protect patient records. Example 2. We have an obligation to protect visitors because accepting public trust creates a duty to act.
Conscientious.
Conscientious.
Meaning careful, thorough, and guided by a sense of right and wrong. A common phrase is a conscientious worker. Its contrast is negligent. Example 1. The conscientious inspector documented every safety concern. Example 2. A conscientious organizer works with great care and follows a sense of what is right.
Culmination.
Culmination.
Meaning the highest point or final result of a long process. A common phrase is the culmination of. Its contrast is beginning. Example 1. The concert was the culmination of months of rehearsal. Example 2. Opening day was the culmination of weeks of planning. The point where every careful effort reached its festival peak.
Assess.
Assess.
Meaning evaluate the quality, value, importance, or extent of something. A common phrase is assess the results. Its contrast is ignore. Example 1. The committee assessed the program's safety and cost. Example 2. To assess a result is to evaluate its quality, value, or importance.
Fiasco.
Fiasco.
meaning a complete and often embarrassing failure. A common phrase is a complete fiasco. Its contrast is triumph. Example 1. Poor planning turned the launch into a fiasco. Example 2. One crooked detour sign briefly sent the pie judges toward the duck pond, but a comic mistake is not a fiasco.
Rectify.
Rectify.
Meaning correct something that is wrong or set a problem right. A common phrase is rectify an error. Its contrast is worsen. Example 1. The manager rectified the billing error immediately. Example 2. To rectify a problem is to set it right through a practical correction.
Vindicate.
Vindicate.
Meaning show through evidence or results that a decision or person was justified. A common phrase is vindicate a decision. Its contrast is discredit. Example 1. The successful trial vindicated her cautious approach. Example 2. To vindicate a decision is to show, with results or evidence, that it was justified.
Triumph.
Triumph.
Meaning a great victory or notable success after difficulty. A common phrase is a major triumph. Its contrast is fiasco. Example 1. Finishing the rescue safely was a triumph of teamwork. Example 2. Our triumph belongs to volunteers, shopkeepers, artists, and every visitor who cooperated.
Consequence.
Consequence.
Meaning a result or effect caused by an earlier action or event. A common phrase is a serious consequence. Its contrast is cause. Example 1. One consequence of the new path was easier access. Example 2. One positive consequence is a new network of neighbors ready to share tools and skills.
Aftermath.
Aftermath.
Meaning the period and consequences following a major event. A common phrase is in the aftermath. Its contrast is prelude. Example 1. In the storm's aftermath, neighbors repaired the park. Example 2. In the festival's aftermath, the team cleaned the square and reviewed what remained after the excitement.
Enduring.
Enduring.
Meaning continuing to exist or remain meaningful for a long time. A common phrase is an enduring legacy. Its contrast is fleeting. Example 1. The project created an enduring friendship between the towns. Example 2. Enduring describes something that remains strong or meaningful for a long time.
Commemorate.
Commemorate.
Meaning honor and preserve the memory of a person or event. A common phrase is commemorate an anniversary. Its contrast is forget. Example 1. A plaque commemorates the volunteer's achievement. Example 2. To commemorate an event is to honor and remember it through a ceremony, object, or tradition.
Electorate.
Electorate.
Meaning all people entitled to vote in an election. A common phrase is the national electorate. Its contrast is non-voters. Example 1. The proposal divided the electorate. Example 2. The electorate is the complete body of people entitled to vote in an election.
Ballot.
Ballot.
Meaning a paper or electronic record used to cast a vote. A common phrase is cast a ballot. Its contrast is nomination. Example 1. Each member received a secret ballot. Example 2. Each voter will mark one ballot, the paper or electronic record used to register a choice.
Incumbent.
Incumbent.
Meaning the person who currently holds an office or position. A common phrase is the incumbent mayor. Its contrast is challenger. Example 1. The incumbent defended her record. Example 2. Bram is not an incumbent. there is no current office holder seeking another term in this new role.
Constituent.
Constituent.
Meaning a person represented by an elected official. A common phrase is serve constituents. Its contrast is representative. Example 1. A constituent asked about road repairs. Example 2. Every constituent deserves to know what we propose, because a constituent is a person represented by an elected official.
Canvas.
Canvas.
Meaning contact people systematically to seek opinions or support. A common phrase is canvass voters. Its contrast is ignore. Example 1. Volunteers canvassed every neighborhood. Example 2. I will canvass the Riverside neighborhood and ask residents about paths, drainage, and repairs.
Forecast.
Forecast.
Meaning a reasoned prediction of a future event or condition. A common phrase is an election forecast. Its contrast is result. Example 1. The forecast predicted a close contest. Example 2. Excellent. I shall forecast the result before lunch.
Projection.
Projection.
Meaning an estimate of a future outcome based on current data. A common phrase is a statistical projection. Its contrast is final count. Example 1. The projection changed when new data arrived. Example 2. Before you announce that projection, Pixel, who exactly answered your poll.
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 Meaning a survey used to measure people's opinions or choices. A common phrase is conduct a poll. Its contrast is census. Example 1. The poll questioned 500 residents. Example 2. Before you announce that projection, Pixel, who exactly answered your poll.
Slate.
Slate.
Meaning a list of candidates presented for election. A common phrase is a slate of candidates. Its contrast is single nominee. Example 1. Voters reviewed the full slate. Example 2. The candidate slate contains Luma the gardener and Bram the repair chief.
Plank.
Blank.
Meaning one declared policy in a political platform. A common phrase is a campaign plank. Its contrast is vague slogan. Example 1. Transit reform became her central plank. Example 2. My main plank is safer paths and dependable maintenance.
Profile.
Profile.
Meaning a description of the typical features of a person, group, or system. A common phrase is a voter profile. Its contrast is outlier. Example 1. The survey produced a narrow profile of regular market visitors. Example 2. This respondent profile is almost all gardeners, flower sellers, and visitors from one cheerful corner of town.
Askew.
Skew.
Meaning tilt or distort results so they unfairly lean in one direction. A common phrase is skew the results. Its contrast is balance. Example 1. A daytime-only poll can skew the final estimate. Example 2. A busy flower market can skew a poll. To skew results is to tilt them unfairly toward one side.
Random.
Random.
Meaning chosen by chance rather than by plan, preference, or pattern. A common phrase is a random sample. Its contrast is selected. Example 1. The clerk drew random names from the register. Example 2. Then I shall choose names at random from the town register, instead of waiting for admirers to wander by.
Stratify.
Stratify.
Meaning divide a population into distinct groups before analysis or sampling. A common phrase is stratify the sample. Its contrast is lump together. Example 1. Researchers stratify responses by region and age. Example 2. After that, We must stratify the invitations by neighborhood so each district appears in fair proportion.
Margin.
Margin.
Meaning the amount by which one side leads another. A common phrase is a narrow margin. Its contrast is tie. Example 1, she won the neighborhood vote by a tiny margin. Example 2, if Luma leads by 4 replies in each stack, is that a meaningful margin?
Variance.
Variance.
Meaning a measure of how widely results differ from one another. A common phrase is high variance. Its contrast is uniformity. Example 1, the evening responses showed more variance than the morning ones. Example 2, variance measures how widely results differ instead of clustering near one value.
Extrapolate.
Extrapolate.
Meaning extend from known data in order to estimate what lies beyond it. A common phrase is extrapolate from limited data. Its contrast is measure directly. Example 1, it is risky to extrapolate a town-wide result from one busy corner. Example 2, may I extrapolate these morning cards into a forecast for the entire electorate?
Deviation.
Deviation.
Meaning a departure from the usual pattern, average, or expected value. A common phrase is a sharp deviation. Its contrast is conformity. Example 1, one unusual answer created a deviation worth checking twice. Example 2, one rabbit carpenter gave a surprising answer that stood out as a clear deviation from the rest of the pile.
Frequency.
Frequency.
Meaning how often something happens within a set of events or results. A common phrase is response frequency. Its contrast is rarity. Example 1, the chart tracked the frequency of each answer choice. Example 2, count the frequency of each answer before you ring that victory bell again.
Parameter.
Parameter.
Meaning a fixed rule, limit, or setting that defines how a system or process works. A common phrase is set the parameters. Its contrast is guesswork. Example 1, the team published the survey parameters before releasing a forecast. Example 2, and publish every parameter, each fixed rule, limit, or setting that shapes the survey itself.
Prejudice.
Prejudice.
Meaning an unfair opinion formed in advance without proper knowledge. A common phrase is harbor prejudice. Its contrast is fairness. Example 1, the moderator warned that prejudice can distort public judgment. Example 2, prejudice is an unfair opinion formed in advance, especially about people rather than facts.
Predisposition.
Predisposition.
Meaning a tendency to think or react in a particular way before new evidence arrives. A common phrase is a predisposition toward. Its contrast is open-mindedness. Example 1, her predisposition toward caution shaped every estimate. Example 2, many voters begin with a predisposition, a tendency to lean one way before new evidence arrives.
Partisan.
Partisan.
Meaning strongly supporting one side, cause, or faction rather than being neutral. A common phrase is partisan media. Its contrast is impartial. Example 1, the reporter avoided partisan slogans during the debate. Example 2, this channel is blatantly partisan. It praises one side and mocks the other in every thread.
Ideology.
Ideology.
Meaning a system of ideas and beliefs that shapes how people interpret events. A common phrase is political ideology. Its contrast is pragmatism. Example 1, their ideology explained every setback as a conspiracy. Example 2, and if the posters repeat the same ideology long enough, does it become dogma with glitter?
Dogma.
Dogma.
meaning a belief accepted as unquestionably true without demanding proof. A common phrase is rigid dogma. Its contrast is inquiry. Example 1. The audit challenged dogma that had gone untested for months. Example 2. And if the posters repeat the same ideology long enough, does it become dogma with glitter?
Orthodox.
Orthodox.
Meaning conforming to what a group accepts as standard, traditional, or correct. A common phrase is an orthodox view. Its contrast is unconventional. Example 1. The orthodox plan left no room for experimentation. Example 2. Orthodox views follow what a group accepts as standard or proper.
Dissent.
Dissent.
Meaning disagreement with a prevailing opinion or majority position. A common phrase is voice dissent. Its contrast is agreement. Example 1. Healthy teams allow dissent before a rule becomes permanent. Example 2. Dissent is disagreement that breaks from the majority view instead of echoing it.
Conformity.
Conformity.
Meaning behavior or belief that matches what a group expects or approves. A common phrase is social conformity. Its contrast is individuality. Example 1. The classroom prized curiosity more than conformity. Example 2. The more I read, the more conformity looks like consensus.
Polarize.
Polarize.
Meaning divide people into sharply opposed groups or positions. A common phrase is polarize a debate. Its contrast is unite. Example 1. A reckless rumor can polarize neighbors who usually cooperate. Example 2. If you sample only those loud clusters, you polarize the town on paper and make two camps appear farther apart than they truly are.
Predilection.
Predilection.
Meaning a special liking or preference that pulls someone toward one option. A common phrase is a predilection for drama. Its contrast is aversion. Example 1. His predilection for bold headlines weakened the report. Example 2. So my predilection for dramatic certainty made me trust the noisiest boards, because a predilection is a special liking that can tug judgment off course.
Vague.
Vague.
Meaning not clear, precise, or firmly limited in meaning. A common phrase is vague wording. Its contrast is specific. Example 1. A vague question can hide several different ideas at once. Example 2. Vague language is not clear, precise, or firmly limited in meaning.
Presume.
Presume.
Meaning suppose something before it has been proved or clearly stated. A common phrase is presume that. Its contrast is verify. Example 1. Do not presume that every voter understands the slogan the same way. Example 2. I presume it means gardens, shade trees, and quiet benches for elders.
Assumption.
Assumption.
Meaning an idea accepted as true without first being tested or demonstrated. A common phrase is a hidden assumption. Its contrast is evidence. Example 1. The survey rested on the assumption that responsible meant one thing to everyone. Example 2. Around the civic table, the team noticed that the sunny slogan carried a hidden assumption inside it like a seed in fruit.
Construe.
Construe.
Meaning interpret words, actions, or events in a particular way. A common phrase is construe as. Its contrast is misread. Example 1. Some residents construe silence as approval, while others construe it as doubt. Example 2. If I chirp that everyone loves responsible improvements, may I construe every nod as support for my favorite sparkle-filled interpretation.
Equivocate.
Equivocate.
Meaning speak in deliberately ambiguous language to avoid being fully clear. A common phrase is equivocate about. Its contrast is answer directly. Example 1. A moderator should not equivocate about what the question really asks. Example 2. I was not dodging, I was merely trying to equivocate with elegance.
Palter.
Palter.
Meaning, mislead by using technically true statements that create a false impression. A common phrase is palter with facts. Its contrast is be candid. Example 1. He tried to palter with selective examples instead of giving a straight reply. Example 2. And if you slide around the truth with convenient fragments, you may palter instead of answering honestly.
Implication.
Implication.
Meaning, a suggested meaning or likely consequence that is not stated directly. A common phrase is a troubling implication. Its contrast is explicit statement. Example 1. The implication of the slogan was warmer than its actual details. Example 2. Heavens, I would never palter. I simply mentioned that both candidates cherish children, which leaves a flattering implication hanging in the air.
Premise.
Premise.
Meaning, a starting statement or idea from which reasoning proceeds. A common phrase is the basic premise. Its contrast is conclusion. Example 1. If the premise is fuzzy, the conclusion will wobble too. Example 2. The premise beneath the banner is that everyone already agrees on what responsible means.
Definite.
Definite.
Meaning clearly fixed, exact, and not doubtful. A common phrase is a definite choice. Its contrast is uncertain. Example 1. The revised poll used definite options instead of flattering slogans. Example 2. I admired that question because it sounded definite, efficient, and impossible to dislike.
Contradictory.
Contradictory.
Meaning unable to both be true at the same time, expressing opposing meanings. A common phrase is contradictory answers. Its contrast is consistent. Example 1. The vague banner produced contradictory interpretations from honest voters. Example 2. Good. Otherwise, two contradictory answers could pretend to agree merely because the wording stayed vague.
Spurious.
Spurious.
Meaning appearing convincing or real but actually false or misleading. A common phrase is a spurious pattern. Its contrast is genuine. Example 1. The robot celebrated a spurious connection between umbrellas and votes. Example 2. Slow down. That conclusion may be spurious, which means it looks convincing but is actually false or misleading.
Confound.
Confound.
Meaning, mix influences together so the real cause becomes hard to identify. A common phrase is confound the results. Its contrast is clarify. Example 1. Rain can confound the chart by changing two things at once. Example 2. To confound an analysis is to mix influences together, so the true explanation becomes hard to separate.
Attribute.
Attribute.
Meaning, explain something as being caused by a particular person, thing, or factor. A common phrase is attribute X to Y. Its contrast is disconnect. Example 1. Do not attribute every pole shift to the loudest object in sight. Example 2. To attribute something is to explain it as being caused by a particular person, thing, or factor.
Coincide.
Coincide.
Meaning occur at the same time or in the same situation. A common phrase is coincide with. Its contrast is diverge. Example 1. Umbrella sales coincide with rainy mornings. Example 2. Marvelous discovery. Umbrella sales coincide with stronger support for Bram whenever rain arrives.
Causal.
causal,
meaning relating to cause and effect rather than mere association. A common phrase is a causal claim. Its contrast is accidental. Example 1. The team demanded causal evidence before accepting the forecast. Example 2. Therefore, umbrellas are the causal determinant of voter choice. I adore a dramatic chart.
Fallacy.
fallacy,
Meaning, an error in reasoning that seems plausible but leads to a false conclusion. A common phrase is a logical fallacy. Its contrast is sound reasoning. Example 1. Mistaking coincidence for proof is a classic fallacy. Example 2. So my umbrella jingle committed a fallacy by making one shiny pattern pretend to explain the whole election.
Determinant.
determinant,
Meaning, a factor that genuinely helps decide or shape an outcome. A common phrase is a key determinant. Its contrast is side effect. Example 1. Rain, not umbrellas, may have been the key determinant of concern. Example 2. Therefore, umbrellas are the causal determinant of voter choice. I adore a dramatic chart.
Induce.
induce,
Meaning, bring about or cause something to happen. A common phrase is induce concern. Its contrast is prevent. Example 1. A flooded walkway can induce calls for repair. Example 2. Rain can induce repair worries because puddles, mud, and slippery stones make every cracked path feel urgent.
Hypothesis.
hypothesis,
Meaning, a proposed explanation that still requires testing. A common phrase is test a hypothesis. Its contrast is proof. Example 1. The class tested the hypothesis before announcing a result. Example 2. Then my first hypothesis was too proud. I guess the accessory caused the vote instead of the weather around it.
Proposition.
proposition,
Meaning, a statement or claim that can be examined and judged for truth. A common phrase is a careful proposition. Its contrast is guess. Example 1. Myra replaced the boast with a careful proposition about rain and attention. Example 2. Good. Our new proposition is modest. Rain changed what voters noticed, and umbrellas only accompanied that shift.
Disseminate.
disseminate,
Meaning, spread information or ideas widely to many people. A common phrase is disseminate a rumor. Its contrast is contain. Example 1. One careless account can disseminate a false claim across town. Example 2. I helped disseminate the alert across the square. Because to disseminate is to spread news or ideas widely and quickly.
Propagate.
propagate,
Meaning, cause something to spread from one place or person to another. A common phrase is propagate online. Its contrast is halt. Example 1. Excited reposts helped propagate the playground story. Example 2. The post began to propagate through my model because every repeat made the claim look larger and louder.
Fabricate.
fabricate,
Meaning, invent or forge something false so it seems real. A common phrase is fabricate evidence. Its contrast is document. Example 1. Someone tried to fabricate an official-looking notice. Example 2. Look closely at the image. Someone may have tried to fabricate a town notice instead of reporting a real one.
Credible.
credible,
Meaning, believable because it is supported by trustworthy evidence. A common phrase is a credible source. Its contrast is dubious. Example 1. The printed council plan was more credible than the glowing post. Example 2. A credible source is believable because it can be checked and supported by trustworthy evidence.
Dubious.
dubious,
Meaning, doubtful or not yet worthy of confidence. A common phrase is a dubious claim. Its contrast is credible. Example 1. A dubious message should be checked before anyone repeats it. Example 2. Then the viral post is dubious until we compare it with the council file and the campaign draft.
Verify.
Verify.
Meaning confirm that something is true, accurate, or authentic. A common phrase is verify a report. Its contrast is assume. Example 1. Pixel paused to verify the playground story in the public archive. Example 2. I will verify the playground claim against the public archive before I let one bright rumor steer the forecast.
Hearsay.
Hearsay.
Meaning information passed along by others rather than known directly or checked. A common phrase is mere hearsay. Its contrast is first-hand evidence. Example 1. The whole panic started from hearsay on a flashy feed. Example 2. Oh dear. I repeated hearsay from a glittery feed instead of asking who first made the accusation.
Calumny.
Calumny.
Meaning a malicious false statement intended to harm someone's reputation. A common phrase is spread calumny. Its contrast is fair criticism. Example 1. Calling the plan cruel without proof turned rumor into calumny. Example 2. Calumny is a malicious false statement meant to damage someone's reputation.
Falsehood.
Falsehood.
Meaning a lie or a statement that is not true. A common phrase is repeat a falsehood. Its contrast is truth. Example 1. The post remained a falsehood even after hundreds of shares. Example 2. And a repeated falsehood does not become true just because the crowd echoes it beside the fountain.
Citation.
Citation.
Meaning a specific reference showing where information came from. A common phrase is provide a citation. Its contrast is rumor. Example 1. Orrin asked for a citation before Pixel counted the claim. Example 2. The post shows no citation, no council record, and no signed document, so my model will label it unverified and exclude it.
Credulous.
Credulous.
Meaning too ready to believe something with little proof or checking. A common phrase is a credulous audience. Its contrast is skeptical. Example 1. A credulous reader may trust a flashy forecast too quickly. Example 2. I see now that I was credulous whenever bright percentages agreed with the answer I secretly expected.
Gullible.
Gullible.
Meaning easily deceived because of being too trusting. A common phrase is a gullible voter. Its contrast is shrewd. Example 1. The rumor targeted gullible readers who never asked for a source. Example 2. Gullible describes someone who is too easily deceived because they trust appearances too quickly.
Vigilant.
Vigilant.
Meaning carefully watchful and alert to possible problems or danger. A common phrase is remain vigilant. Its contrast is careless. Example 1. The audit team stayed vigilant for hidden errors in the rerun. Example 2. So everyone on this lawn must stay vigilant while 3 independent teams rerun the model from the beginning.
Audit.
Audit.
Meaning, examine something carefully and methodically to check its accuracy or fairness. A common phrase is audit the process. Its contrast is ignore. Example 1. Myra asked the town to audit every step of Pixel's method. Example 2. Today we will audit every step, from sampling to rumor filters, before anyone trusts another confident chart.
Validate.
Validate.
Meaning confirm that something is sound, correct, or acceptable. A common phrase is validate the result. Its contrast is discredit. Example 1. repeated tests can validate a forecast better than confidence alone. Example 2. If the same clean method gives the same answer again, the rerun may validate the calmer forecast.
Falsify.
Falsify.
Meaning, prove that a claim is false or does not hold up under testing. A common phrase is falsify a claim. Its contrast is confirm. Example 1. The reruns helped falsify the robot's original landslide prediction. Example 2. But if the landslide disappears whenever we test it fairly, the evidence will falsify Pixel's first boast.
Critical.
Critical.
Meaning, carefully evaluative and attentive to weaknesses or errors. A common phrase is critical thinking. Its contrast is unquestioning. Example 1. Pixel became more critical of its own charts after the audit. Example 2. Then I must become critical of my own output and ask what each chart can truly support.
Stringent.
Stringent.
Meaning strict, demanding, and firmly enforced. A common phrase is stringent rules. Its contrast is lenient. Example 1. The team used stringent checks before accepting any result. Example 2. Stringent rules are strict, demanding, and firmly enforced rather than casual or loose.
Reiterate.
Reiterate.
Meaning, say or do something again for clarity or emphasis. A common phrase is reiterate the method. Its contrast is omit. Example 1. Oren asked Pip to reiterate each survey step exactly. Example 2. I shall reiterate every step aloud, from neighborhood sampling to rumor exclusion, so no glittery shortcut sneaks back in.
Attest.
Attest.
Meaning, affirm or provide evidence that something is true. A common phrase is attest to the findings. Its contrast is deny. Example 1. 3 matching reruns attest to the weakness of the first forecast. Example 2. To attest is to affirm or provide evidence that something is true. And today's 3 matching reruns attest that Pixel's first forecast failed the reproducibility test.
Demagogue.
Demagogue.
Meaning, a leader or speaker who wins support by stirring emotion, fear, or prejudice rather than using sound reasoning. A common phrase is a reckless demagogue. Its contrast is statesman. Example 1. The moderator warned that a demagogue can excite a crowd without informing it. Example 2. A demagogue seeks support by stirring fear and passion more than by honest reasoning.
Polemic.
Polemic.
Meaning, a forceful argumentative attack, especially one aimed at defeating an opposing view. A common phrase is launch a polemic. Its contrast is dialogue. Example 1. The debate nearly became a polemic before Oren slowed the tone. Example 2. The candidates kept speaking plainly, but Pip kept trying to turn every disagreement into a glittering polemic for the crowd.
Invective.
Invective.
Meaning, insulting or abusive language used to attack someone. A common phrase is hurl invective. Its contrast is courtesy. Example 1. Myra stopped the invective before the audience mistook cruelty for strength. Example 2. Invective is insulting or abusive language meant to wound instead of clarify.
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
Meaning, extravagant exaggeration used for effect rather than accuracy. A common phrase is sweeping hyperbole. Its contrast is understatement. Example 1. Calling one wet path a disaster for the whole town was obvious hyperbole. Example 2. And when you enlarge one puddle into a catastrophe that swallows the moon, that is hyperbole, extravagant exaggeration.
Euphemism.
Euphemism.
Meaning, a mild or indirect expression used in place of one that sounds harsh or unpleasant. A common phrase is a polite euphemism. Its contrast is blunt statement. Example 1. Pip reached for a euphemism when his first phrase sounded too severe. Example 2. A euphemism replaces a harsh or awkward expression with a softer one.
Insinuate.
Insinuate.
Meaning suggests something indirectly, often in a sly or unfair way. A common phrase is insinuate that. Its contrast is state openly. Example 1. It was unfair to insinuate hidden motives without evidence. Example 2. Please do not insinuate that Luma secretly dislikes repairs. To insinuate is to suggest something indirectly, often unfairly.
Obfuscate.
Obfuscate.
Meaning make something obscure, confusing, or hard to understand. A common phrase is obfuscate the issue. Its contrast is clarify. Example 1. Foggy slogans can obfuscate a simple budget choice. Example 2. And please do not obfuscate the budget with cloudy phrases. To obfuscate is to make something harder to understand.
Demur.
Demur.
Meaning raise an objection or show reluctance to agree. A common phrase is demur from. Its contrast is consent. Example 1. Both candidates demurred from using insults to win applause. Example 2. I demur from that style. I want safer paths, not invented villains, and I will answer with repair plans.
Incendiary.
Incendiary.
Meaning designed to stir up strong anger, conflict, or excitement. A common phrase is incendiary rhetoric. Its contrast is measured. Example 1. The moderator cut off the incendiary joke before the crowd turned mean. Example 2. Incendiary language is designed to inflame anger, not illuminate a choice.
Forensic.
Forensic.
Meaning relating to the careful examination of arguments, evidence, and public claims. A common phrase is a forensic question. Its contrast is superficial. Example 1. The best forensic questions asked how the candidates would pay for their plans. Example 2. A truly forensic question asks for evidence, costs, and trade-offs, not sparks.
Revise.
Revise.
Meaning change something after review so it becomes more accurate, complete, or suitable. A common phrase is revise a forecast. Its contrast is freeze. Example 1. Pixel had to revise its first chart after the audit. Example 2. Before we count another opinion, I must revise yesterday's boast and replace my landslide chart with a calmer, evidence-based picture.
Amend.
Amend.
Meaning improve or correct something by changing it carefully. A common phrase is amend the method. Its contrast is preserve unchanged. Example 1. Myra insisted that the team amend the written procedure, not just the speech. Example 2. A real correction must also amend the written method, not just smooth the headline.
Recant.
Recant.
Meaning withdraw a belief or declaration that one formerly defended. A common phrase is recant a claim. Its contrast is insist. Example 1. Pixel recanted its boast when the evidence failed to support it. Example 2. And I recant the proud certainty behind that claim because I treated applause as evidence.
Retract.
Retract.
Meaning take back a statement because it was wrong or no longer supportable. A common phrase is retract a statement. Its contrast is repeat. Example 1. The robot retracted the landslide prediction in front of the town. Example 2. Then I publicly retract my claim that Luma was certain to win by an overwhelming margin.
Acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
meaning admit that something is true or real instead of avoiding it. A common phrase is acknowledge an error. Its contrast is deny. Example 1. Trust began to return when Pixel acknowledged every mistake plainly. Example 2. I acknowledge 3 errors. My early sample was skewed, my question was vague, and my rumor filter failed.
Contrite.
Contrite.
Meaning feeling and expressing sincere sorrow for a fault or offense. A common phrase is a contrite apology. Its contrast is defiant. Example 1. Its contrite tone sounded thoughtful rather than theatrical. Example 2. You sound contrite. Pixel and contrite means sincerely sorry for an offense rather than merely embarrassed.
Humility.
Humility.
Meaning a modest attitude that lacks false pride and accepts correction. A common phrase is show humility. Its contrast is arrogance. Example 1. Humility helped the clever robot learn from public criticism. Example 2. Humility is a modest, unboastful attitude that makes learning from correction possible.
Responsive.
Responsive.
Meaning ready to react appropriately to people, evidence, or changing conditions. A common phrase is a responsive system. Its contrast is rigid. Example 1. A responsive forecast changes when better evidence arrives. Example 2. Trustworthy systems stay responsive when new evidence arrives. Responsive means ready to react appropriately instead of freezing in pride.
Adjust.
Adjust.
Meaning alter something so it fits new conditions or works more accurately. A common phrase is adjust the model. Its contrast is misalign. Example 1. Pixel adjusted the sampling rules before making another estimate. Example 2. So I will adjust the model, widen the sample, label uncertainty clearly, and slow every conclusion before I ring another bell.
Apologize.
Apologize.
Meaning admit fault and express regret in a direct, responsible way. A common phrase is apologize publicly. Its contrast is excuse oneself. Example 1. The parrot apologized after helping the rumor spread too far. Example 2. Then I apologized to both candidates and to every voter who mistook my confidence for truth.
Outrage.
Outrage.
Meaning intense anger or shock caused by something seen as unfair or offensive. A common phrase is public outrage. Its contrast is approval. Example 1. The false landslide claim triggered public outrage in the square. Example 2. Outrage is intense anger or shock caused by something judged unfair, offensive, or alarming.
Endorse.
Endorse.
Meaning declare support for or approval of something openly. A common phrase is endorse a reform. Its contrast is reject. Example 1. Several shopkeepers endorsed the correction after reading the new method. Example 2. Yet several residents endorse the correction because to endorse something is to support or approve it openly.
Denounce.
Denounce.
Meaning condemn something publicly and forcefully. A common phrase is denounce a practice. Its contrast is praise. Example 1. One critic denounced the machine before hearing the full explanation. Example 2. A few critics still denounce the whole machine, and to denounce is to condemn something publicly and harshly.
Ridicule.
Ridicule.
Meaning mocking words or behavior intended to make someone seem foolish. A common phrase is face ridicule. Its contrast is respect. Example 1. Pixel feared ridicule more than recalculation. Example 2. I expected ridicule after my mistake. Ridicule is mocking language or behavior meant to make someone seem foolish.
Sentiment.
Sentiment.
meaning a general feeling, attitude, or opinion shared by many people. A common phrase is public sentiment. Its contrast is indifference. Example 1. Public sentiment stayed mixed after the correction. Example 2. Public sentiment is mixed today. Sentiment means the general feeling or attitude shared across a group.
Volatile.
Volatile.
Meaning likely to change suddenly, sharply, or unpredictably. A common phrase is a volatile mood. Its contrast is stable. Example 1. The crowd's volatile mood shifted with every new explanation. Example 2. That swing is why public feeling feels volatile today, because volatile means likely to change suddenly and unpredictably.
Repercussion.
Repercussion.
Meaning an indirect but important consequence that follows from an action. A common phrase is face repercussions. Its contrast is cause. Example 1. The greatest repercussion was the loss of easy trust. Example 2. I will not ask the square to forget the repercussion of my error. I will only ask for another chance to be measured instead of admired.
Phlegmatic.
Phlegmatic.
Meaning calm, steady, and not easily excited or upset. A common phrase is a phlegmatic listener. Its contrast is excitable. Example 1. The phlegmatic tortoise asked for the method instead of joining the shouting. Example 2. Phlegmatic describes someone who stays calm, steady, and not easily excited even while others flare around them.
Pessimism.
Pessimism.
Meaning the habit of expecting bad outcomes or the worst possible result. A common phrase is slide into pessimism. Its contrast is hopefulness. Example 1. Myra warned the town not to slide into pessimism before new evidence appeared. Example 2. That question matters, because pessimism expects the worst ending before the next evidence even arrives.
Suspicion.
Suspicion.
Meaning cautious doubt about whether something is honest, true, or complete. A common phrase is arouse suspicion. Its contrast is trust. Example 1. The boast had created suspicion that would take time to calm. Example 2. Then I can respect suspicion without feeding pessimism, if I publish every step and let anyone challenge my numbers.
Restore.
Restore.
Meaning bring something back to a sound, healthy, or trustworthy condition. A common phrase is restore trust. Its contrast is damage. Example 1. The town hoped the new rules would restore confidence in Pixel's work. Example 2. If we want to restore confidence, we must build rules that bring trust back through evidence instead of charm.
Forthright.
Forthright.
Meaning direct, honest, and plainspoken without evasion. A common phrase is a forthright answer. Its contrast is evasive. Example 1. Pixel gave a forthright account of its earlier shortcuts. Example 2. Then I will begin with a forthright account of every shortcut I took, even the embarrassing ones.
Accountability.
Accountability.
Meaning the state of being answerable for actions, decisions, and results. A common phrase is public accountability. Its contrast is impunity. Example 1. The committee wanted accountability before trusting another forecast. Example 2. Accountability is the condition of being answerable for actions, decisions, and their consequences.
Oversight.
Oversight.
Meaning careful supervision intended to prevent mistakes or abuse. A common phrase is independent oversight. Its contrast is neglect. Example 1. Public oversight kept the method from slipping back into secrecy. Example 2. Oversight is careful supervision meant to prevent error, abuse, or hidden shortcuts.
Protocol.
Protocol.
meaning an established set of formal steps or rules for a process. A common phrase is follow the protocol. Its contrast is improvisation. Example 1. Oren insisted that every forecast begin with a written protocol. Example 2. Should the protocol begin with random invitations, source labels, or the rule that no rumor enters the model without proof?
Safeguard.
Safeguard.
Meaning a protective measure that prevents harm, error, or misuse. A common phrase is install a safeguard. Its contrast is exposure. Example 1. A source-checking safeguard blocked rumors from entering the model. Example 2. Add a safeguard at every risky point. Mark unknown sources, freeze late edits, and log each correction before publication.
Recourse.
Recourse.
Meaning a source of help or formal remedy when a problem occurs. A common phrase is legal recourse. Its contrast is helplessness. Example 1. Voters wanted recourse if a future forecast treated them unfairly. Example 2. Recourse is a source of help or a formal way to seek remedy when something goes wrong.
Reliance.
Reliance.
Meaning dependence or trust placed in someone or something. A common phrase is place reliance on. Its contrast is distrust. Example 1. The town shifted its reliance from charm to procedure. Example 2. Reliance is dependence or trust placed in someone or something expected to perform well.
Revelation.
Revelation.
Meaning a disclosure that makes something hidden or unknown clear. A common phrase is a public revelation. Its contrast is concealment. Example 1. Pixel's revelation included every omitted source and shortcut. Example 2. Then my revelation will list every shortcut, every missing source, and every corrected claim in plain language for the whole town.
Amendment.
Amendment.
Meaning an official change or addition made to a rule, document, or plan. A common phrase is approve an amendment. Its contrast is original draft. Example 1. The town passed an amendment requiring public correction logs. Example 2. Before sunset, Maplebright approved one final amendment, an official change added to the method, and the hall felt lighter because the next forecast would answer to rules everyone could see.
Tally.
Tally.
Meaning the recorded count of votes or other items as they are added together. A common phrase is keep a tally. Its contrast is guess. Example 1. Volunteers kept a careful tally as each ballot was read aloud. Example 2. Here is the full table, the checked tally marks, and the rule log. My allegiance is to counted evidence, not to whichever side cheers loudest.
Landslide.
Landslide.
Meaning an overwhelming electoral victory by a very large margin. A common phrase is win in a landslide. Its contrast is close race. Example 1. The early rumor of a landslide collapsed once the real count began. Example 2. Today I will report only counted facts. No forecast bell, no fireworks, and definitely no accidental landslide before the boxes are even open.
Civil.
Civil.
Meaning polite and orderly in public behavior, especially during disagreement. A common phrase is a civil exchange. Its contrast is hostile. Example 1. Even tense voters kept a civil tone in the counting hall. Example 2. Animals from every district stepped forward with patient smiles, and volunteers guided the lines with civil voices even when the square grew crowded near noon.
Verdict.
Verdict.
Meaning an authoritative final decision or judgment after considering the facts. A common phrase is deliver a verdict. Its contrast is speculation. Example 1. no one announced a verdict until every district had been counted. Example 2. When the workshop district finished, I seemed ahead, but we still had Hill cards and the late garden ballots to count before any verdict.
Transition.
Transition.
Meaning the orderly change from one state, role, or leader to another. A common phrase is a smooth transition. Its contrast is stagnation. Example 1. Luma promised a smooth transition if Bram won the office. Example 2. If the final count favors Bram, I will help the transition, because a transition is the orderly change from one leader or stage to the next.
Predominant.
Predominant.
Meaning most powerful, common, or numerically leading within a group. A common phrase is the predominant share. Its contrast is minor. Example 1. Bram held the predominant share, though only by a slim margin. Example 2. Predominant describes what is most powerful, common, or numerically leading within a group or result.
Justification.
Justification.
Meaning clear reasoning or evidence showing that something is warranted. A common phrase is provide justification. Its contrast is pretext. Example 1. The published count gave full justification for Pixel's final announcement. Example 2. Now every number has justification, because justification is the clear reasoning or evidence that shows a statement is warranted.
Allegiance.
Allegiance.
Meaning loyalty or faithful support directed toward a person, principle, or group. A common phrase is pledge allegiance. Its contrast is betrayal. Example 1. Pixel declared its allegiance to counted evidence rather than applause. Example 2. Allegiance is loyalty or faithful support directed toward a person, principle, or community.
Sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
Meaning the authority of a people or state to govern itself. A common phrase is popular sovereignty. Its contrast is subordination. Example 1. The town's sovereignty rested with voters, not with forecasts. Example 2. Sovereignty is the authority of a people or state to govern itself without outside control.
Closure.
Closure.
Meaning the formal ending of a process or debate once a decision has been reached. A common phrase is seek closure. Its contrast is uncertainty. Example 1. The transparent result gave the election honest closure. Example 2. Closure is the formal ending of a process or debate once the necessary decision has been reached.
Aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
Meaning a visual style shaped by ideas about beauty, taste, and feeling. A common phrase is a refined aesthetic. Its contrast is ugliness. Example 1. The museum chose a warm aesthetic for the summer exhibition. Example 2. This room was arranged with a deliberate aesthetic, meaning a visual style shaped by beauty, taste, and feeling.
Ornate.
Ornate.
Meaning richly decorated with many elaborate details. A common phrase is an ornate arch. Its contrast is plain. Example 1. Visitors stopped beneath the ornate entrance frame. Example 2. The entry arch looks ornate, with curled golden leaves and tiny carved swallows all around it.
Resplendent.
Resplendent.
Meaning shining with rich beauty, splendor, or brilliance. A common phrase is resplendent in sunlight. Its contrast is drab. Example 1. The painting looked resplendent under the skylight. Example 2. Sunlight crossed the stone floor and made the centerpiece painting, noon over maple bright, glow in a resplendent wash of honey and blue.
Eclectic.
Eclectic.
Meaning choosing and combining what seems best from different styles or ideas. A common phrase is an eclectic collection. Its contrast is uniform. Example 1. The gallery felt eclectic without becoming chaotic. Example 2. Our gallery is eclectic on purpose because it mixes several styles and eras while still feeling harmonious.
Motif.
Motif.
Meaning, a design or theme that appears repeatedly in a work or setting. A common phrase is a recurring motif. Its contrast is random detail. Example 1. The sunburst motif linked the banners and labels. Example 2. I repeated the sunburst motif on labels, banners, and map corners so the whole wing feels connected.
Intricate.
Intricate.
Meaning having many small parts arranged in a complex, detailed way. A common phrase is intricate carving. Its contrast is simple. Example 1. Nella studied the intricate edges of the pedestal. Example 2. Nella moved slowly from frame to frame, tracing the intricate edges of carved pedestals with her gaze and filling her sketchbook with quick, bright lines.
Symmetry.
Symmetry.
Meaning balanced arrangement in which opposite sides match or echo each other. A common phrase is perfect symmetry. Its contrast is imbalance. Example 1. The vases gave the wall a calm sense of symmetry. Example 2. Symmetry is a balanced arrangement in which opposite sides match or echo each other.
Vivid.
Vivid.
Meaning strikingly clear, lively, or brightly intense. A common phrase is vivid color. Its contrast is faint. Example 1. Vivid banners pulled the children toward the painting. Example 2. Vivid describes something strikingly clear, lively, or intensely colored in the mind or the eye.
Muted.
Muted.
Meaning softened in tone, color, or sound rather than strong or loud. A common phrase is a muted palette. Its contrast is loud. Example 1. Muted walls help the brighter painting stand out. Example 2. These side walls stay muted so the painting can sing. Muted colors are softened and quiet instead of loud.
Sublime.
Sublime.
Meaning so beautiful, noble, or impressive that it feels elevated beyond the ordinary. A common phrase is a sublime view. Its contrast is ordinary. Example 1. Nella called the whole room sublime after one long look. Example 2. Sublime describes beauty or greatness so impressive that it lifts your feelings above the ordinary.
Furtive.
Furtive.
Meaning seeming sly or secretive because someone is trying not to attract attention. A common phrase is a furtive glance. Its contrast is open. Example 1. Nella thought the careful turn of the cart looked furtive. Example 2. Furtive describes an action that seems sly or secretive because someone is trying not to attract attention.
Surreptitious.
Surreptitious.
Meaning done secretly or stealthily in order to avoid notice. A common phrase is a surreptitious move. Its contrast is public. Example 1. The registrar insisted the quiet transfer was not surreptitious. Example 2. The move is not surreptitious, only gentle. Surreptitious means carried out stealthily to avoid being noticed.
Clandestine.
Clandestine.
Meaning kept deliberately secret, especially to hide a plan or activity. A common phrase is a clandestine meeting. Its contrast is declared. Example 1. Pharaoh explained that the museum route was not clandestine at all. Example 2. We chose the side corridor because the main aisle is crowded, not because this transfer is clandestine.
Covert.
Covert.
Meaning concealed from view or not openly shown. A common phrase is a covert transfer. Its contrast is visible. Example 1. The covered painting made the cart seem covert to Nella. Example 2. But the cart felt covert the moment the bright landscape vanished under cloth and the wheels whispered over the floor.
Discreet.
Discreet.
Meaning, careful and tactful about what is said or done so as not to cause embarrassment or alarm. A common phrase is a discreet response. Its contrast is indiscreet. Example 1. Pippet chose a discreet tone so the room would stay calm. Example 2. We are being discreet because panic spreads faster than facts. Discreet means tactful and careful about drawing attention.
Circuitous.
Circuitous.
Meaning following a roundabout path instead of a direct one. A common phrase is a circuitous route. Its contrast is direct. Example 1. The cart took a circuitous route around the crowded gallery. Example 2. Our route is circuitous today because strollers, benches, and sketch stools block the straight path to the studio.
Elusive.
Elusive.
Meaning hard to catch, define, or understand clearly. A common phrase is an elusive answer. Its contrast is obvious. Example 1. The real reason for the transfer felt elusive from one quick glance. Example 2. That explanation still felt elusive to me because I could see the covered cart but not the reason it had to leave so quickly.
Obscure.
Obscure.
Meaning not clear or easy to understand because it is hidden, distant, or insufficiently explained. A common phrase is an obscure warning. Its contrast is clear. Example 1. An obscure whisper spread before the facts arrived. Example 2. Two retirees near the fountain began whispering about an obscure emergency, while children pointed toward the disappearing crate.
Ostensible.
Ostensible.
Meaning appearing or stated to be true, often as the visible reason for something. A common phrase is the ostensible reason. Its contrast is actual. Example 1. Crowd control seemed like the ostensible reason for the detour. Example 2. So the ostensible reason is crowd control, but maybe there is another reason underneath it.
Oblique.
Oblique.
Meaning indirect, slanting, or seen from the side rather than head-on. A common phrase is an oblique angle. Its contrast is straight. Example 1. Nella watched the cart from an oblique angle beside the arch. Example 2. From your oblique angle beside the arch, you saw only half the route and none of the conservation note.
Surmise.
Surmise.
Meaning form a possible conclusion from limited signs rather than full proof. A common phrase is surmise that. Its contrast is verify. Example 1. Nella began to surmise that the covered cart hid the painting. Example 2. To surmise is to reach a possible conclusion from limited signs rather than from complete proof.
Conjecture.
Conjecture.
Meaning a guess based on incomplete evidence when the full answer is still unknown. A common phrase is a bold conjecture. Its contrast is certainty. Example 1. The retiree's conjecture turned a routine transfer into drama. Example 2. One retiree offered a bold conjecture that smugglers had switched the painting with an empty crate.
Discern.
Discern.
Meaning notice or recognize something carefully, especially when it is faint or subtle. A common phrase is discern a crack. Its contrast is overlook. Example 1. Tomo could discern damage that other visitors missed. Example 2. I discerned a hairline crack under the varnish and the noon glare that made it visible for the first time.
Specious.
Specious.
Meaning seeming reasonable or true at first glance while actually being misleading or weak. A common phrase is a specious story. Its contrast is sound. Example 1. the heist rumor felt specious once the witnesses compared details. Example 2. The rumor sounds specious because it seems persuasive on the surface while resting on almost nothing solid.
Semblance.
Semblance.
Meaning an outward appearance that resembles something without fully being it. A common phrase is the semblance of danger. Its contrast is reality. Example 1. The covered cart had the semblance of secrecy from far away. Example 2. From across the gallery, the covered cart had the semblance of a stolen treasure escaping through a side door.
Tenable.
Tenable.
Meaning able to be defended with evidence or reasoning. A common phrase is a tenable claim. Its contrast is indefensible. Example 1. Only the evidence-based version sounded tenable by noon. Example 2. Then which story is tenable? My hidden heist version, Pharaoh's careful transfer version, or the retiree's dramatic swap?
Deduce.
Deduce.
Meaning reach a conclusion by connecting known facts and evidence. A common phrase is deduce from evidence. Its contrast is guess. Example 1. Mari's helped Nella deduce the real purpose of the transfer. Example 2. From the cracked varnish, the transfer tag, and the route to the studio, we can deduce that the move began as conservation, not theft.
Scrutinize.
Scrutinize.
Meaning examine something very closely and carefully for important details. A common phrase is scrutinize the records. Its contrast is glance at. Example 1. Pippet chose to scrutinize the movement form before speaking again. Example 2. Let me scrutinize every timestamp, witness sketch, and cartwheel mark before the tale grows bigger than the painting.
Cursory.
Cursory.
Meaning quick and incomplete with too little attention to detail. A common phrase is a cursory explanation. Its contrast is careful. Example 1. Pharaoh regretted giving the crowd a cursory answer. Example 2. My first explanation to families was cursory. I said only that we needed room, so their imaginations rushed in.
Exhaustive.
Exhaustive.
Meaning thorough enough to leave nothing important out. A common phrase is an exhaustive account. Its contrast is partial. Example 1. The museum needed an exhaustive explanation, not another rumor. Example 2. An exhaustive explanation would follow the whole route, name the crack, and show why the cover protected the surface.
Provenance.
Provenance.
Meaning the documented history of where an object came from and who possessed it. A common phrase is document the provenance. Its contrast is mystery. Example 1. Pippet checked the painting's provenance before answering the rumor. Example 2. Provenance is the documented history of where an object came from, who kept it, and how it traveled over time.
Artifact.
Artifact.
Meaning a made object that reveals something about human history or culture. A common phrase is a museum artifact. Its contrast is natural object. Example 1. Mari's reminded Nella that the painting was an artifact, not a treasure from a spy tale. Example 2. So the painting is an artifact, but the crowd is talking about it like a missing relic from a secret royal attic.
Relic.
Relic.
Meaning an old surviving object or trace from an earlier time, often treated with special value. A common phrase is a sacred relic. Its contrast is new object. Example 1. The crowd spoke about the painting as if it were a vanished relic. Example 2. So the painting is an artifact, but the crowd is talking about it like a missing relic from a secret royal attic.
Antiquity.
Antiquity.
Meaning ancient times or the quality of belonging to a very distant past. A common phrase is classical antiquity. Its contrast is modernity. Example 1. Rumor made the gallery sound older and stranger than ordinary antiquity required. Example 2. And antiquity is the deep old past itself, the era that makes every ordinary scratch sound legendary once rumors begin.
Archive.
Archive.
Meaning, a preserved collection of records or documents kept for history and reference. A common phrase is the museum archive. Its contrast is discard pile. Example 1. The archive held the treatment photos that the wall label did not mention. Example 2. The full archive keeps every treatment photo and movement form, but the public label only carries the tidiest summary for passing families.
Catalog.
Catalog.
Meaning, an organized list or record of items with identifying details. A common phrase is a catalog entry. Its contrast is jumble. Example 1. The catalog entry sounded simpler than the full registrar file. Example 2. The catalog entry is friendly and brief, yet it omits the line about earlier varnish work that would make today's transfer seem routine.
Linear.
Linear.
Meaning, the line of origin or descent showing where something came from through time. A common phrase is trace the lineage. Its contrast is disconnect. Example 1. Once the missing note returned, the painting's lineage looked easy to follow. Example 2. Lineage is the line of origin or descent that shows where something came from through time.
Apocryphal.
Apocryphal.
Meaning, widely repeated but doubtful or not authentically supported. A common phrase is an apocryphal tale. Its contrast is documented. Example 1. The pirate story was apocryphal because no record supported it. Example 2. Apocryphal describes a story that is widely repeated even though it is doubtful or not authentically supported.
Repository.
Repository.
Meaning, a place where important materials, objects, or information are stored. A common phrase is a secure repository. Its contrast is vacancy. Example 1. Tomo fetched the report from the conservation repository. Example 2. The conservation repository still holds the prior treatment report, and the wall label left only a vestige of that history.
Vestige.
Vestige.
Meaning, a small remaining trace of something that used to be larger or more complete. A common phrase is a vestige of. Its contrast is whole. Example 1. The short wall label left only a vestige of the painting's treatment history. Example 2. The conservation repository still holds the prior treatment report, and the wall label left only a vestige of that history.
Pristine.
Pristine.
Meaning perfectly clean, fresh, or unspoiled. A common phrase is a pristine surface. Its contrast is blemished. Example 1. From the gallery floor, the painting looked pristine. Example 2. Inside the bright conservation studio, Tomo set noon over maple bright on a padded table, and from a few steps away, the surface still looked pristine.
Blemish.
Blemish.
Meaning a small mark or flaw that slightly spoils something. A common phrase is a tiny blemish. Its contrast is perfection. Example 1. Nella spotted a small blemish near the painted river light. Example 2. Up close I can spot one tiny blemish near the river light, like the picture winked and suddenly admitted it was not flawless after all.
Mar.
Mar.
Meaning damage or spoil the beauty, surface, or effect of something. A common phrase is mar the finish. Its contrast is enhance. Example 1. A thin scratch could mar the painting's glow. Example 2. To mar something is to damage or spoil its beauty, surface, or effect.
Deteriorate.
Deteriorate.
Meaning gradually become worse in condition or quality. A common phrase is deteriorate over time. Its contrast is improve. Example 1. Heat could make the weak varnish deteriorate quickly. Example 2. If we ignored that weak patch through another hot week, the varnish could deteriorate faster than visitors would ever guess.
Fray.
Fray.
Meaning become worn or begin to unravel into loose threads. A common phrase is fray at the edge. Its contrast is hold firm. Example 1. The lower corner had started to fray after years of handling. Example 2. This lower corner has started to fray, so the fibers no longer lie together in a neat firm edge.
Delicate.
Delicate.
Meaning easily damaged and needing careful treatment. A common phrase is delicate material. Its contrast is rugged. Example 1. The sunlight revealed how delicate the surface had become. Example 2. Nella leaned closer and finally understood why the staff handled the painting as if sunlight itself were a delicate weight.
Salvage.
Salvage.
Meaning rescue something valuable from loss, damage, or ruin. A common phrase is salvage the surface. Its contrast is abandon. Example 1. Tomo hoped to salvage the weak areas before they spread. Example 2. Our job is to salvage the vulnerable areas, meaning save what can still be preserved before the harm spreads.
Brittle.
Brittle.
Meaning hard but easily broken because it does not bend well. A common phrase is brittle varnish. Its contrast is flexible. Example 1. The older coating had grown brittle in the heat. Example 2. That sound tells us the older varnish has become brittle, so it can crack instead of bending safely.
Supple.
Supple.
Meaning flexible, soft, and able to bend or move gracefully. A common phrase is a supple backing. Its contrast is stiff. Example 1. The fabric support underneath remained supple. Example 2. Supple describes something flexible, soft, and able to move or yield gracefully.
Malleable.
Malleable.
Meaning able to be pressed or shaped without cracking. A common phrase is a malleable paste. Its contrast is rigid. Example 1. The repair paste stayed malleable while the edge was aligned. Example 2. The conservation paste must stay malleable while Tomo aligns the edge, because a material that is malleable can be shaped without breaking.
Deft.
Deft.
Meaning skillful, quick, and sure in movement or action. A common phrase is deft hands. Its contrast is clumsy. Example 1. Tomo's deft paws kept every tool exactly where it was needed. Example 2. Sunlight still filled the conservation studio as Tomo arranged brushes, cotton swabs, and tiny jars beside noon over Maplebright with deft, unhurried paws.
Dexterous.
Dexterous.
Meaning nimble and highly coordinated in handling difficult actions. A common phrase is a dexterous grip. Its contrast is awkward. Example 1. Nella admired Tomo's dexterous way of lifting the loose edge. Example 2. Your paws look dexterous because they can turn the painting, lift the loose edge, and never bump the frame.
Precise.
Precise.
Meaning exact, carefully controlled, and accurate in detail. A common phrase is a precise motion. Its contrast is approximate. Example 1. The conservator made one precise adjustment before testing the corner. Example 2. Tomo set each tool in a precise line, then pointed to the crack that noon glare had finally made easy to study.
Solvent.
Solvent.
meaning a liquid used to dissolve or soften another substance. A common phrase is a gentle solvent. Its contrast is sealant. Example 1. Pipit logged which solvent Tomo used on the varnish sample. Example 2. This mild solvent will loosen the old varnish where it has stiffened, but only in the tested corner near the edge.
Adroit.
Adroit.
Meaning very skillful and resourceful in a smooth, practical way. A common phrase is an adroit repair. Its contrast is inept. Example 1. Pharaoh called Tomo adroit after watching him switch tools without pause. Example 2. Tomo is adroit at this kind of treatment. Even when the room is crowded, he changes tools without wasting emotion.
Esoteric.
Esoteric.
Meaning understood mainly by specialists rather than by the general public. A common phrase is esoteric knowledge. Its contrast is familiar. Example 1. The chemical terms sounded esoteric until Maris translated them plainly. Example 2. Esoteric describes knowledge understood mainly by specialists rather than by every casual visitor who walks in from the gallery.
Mundane.
Mundane.
Meaning ordinary, practical, and not mysterious or glamorous. A common phrase is mundane tasks. Its contrast is extraordinary. Example 1. Even mundane record-keeping helped the treatment stay trustworthy. Example 2. But some steps are wonderfully mundane, like checking the humidity note, folding a clean pad, and writing the time on Pipit's form.
Provisional.
Provisional.
Meaning temporary and intended for the present stage until more is known. A common phrase is a provisional plan. Its contrast is final. Example 1. The first repair was provisional until another noon inspection confirmed it. Example 2. Tomo clipped a small test strip to the board and explained that the first repair would be provisional until the surface stayed calm under another bright noon check.
Latent.
Latent.
Meaning present but hidden, waiting for the right conditions to appear. A common phrase is latent damage. Its contrast is manifest. Example 1. The latent crack stayed invisible until the skylight exposed it. Example 2. The danger stayed latent for months, hidden under the glossy layer, until the skylight struck the river paint from exactly the wrong angle.
Patent.
Patent.
Meaning plain, visible, and unmistakably clear. A common phrase is a patent flaw. Its contrast is hidden. Example 1. Once Tomo angled the lamp, the weak line became patent to everyone. Example 2. Now the weak line is patent even to me, because the glare makes the damage obvious instead of secret.
Adjacent.
Adjacent.
Meaning next to or very near something else. A common phrase is an adjacent doorway. Its contrast is distant. Example 1. The service door sat adjacent to the main gallery wall. Example 2. Pharaoh invited Nella to retrace the cart's route in full daylight, starting with the gallery wall adjacent to the bright service door she had never bothered to study.
Traverse.
Traverse.
Meaning move across or travel through a place from one side to another. A common phrase is traverse the hall. Its contrast is remain. Example 1. The cart had to traverse a short route to the studio. Example 2. So the painting did not vanish into nowhere. It only had to traverse a path that begins right beside the public room.
Alcove.
Alcove.
Meaning a small recessed side area opening off a larger room. A common phrase is a sunny alcove. Its contrast is main hall. Example 1. Pharaoh showed Nella the alcove beside the service door. Example 2. Pharaoh opened the side door and revealed a sunny alcove with stacked benches, a folded stroller sign, and a little map rack for school groups.
Aperture.
Aperture.
Meaning an opening through which light, air, or sight can pass. A common phrase is a narrow aperture. Its contrast is seal. Example 1. A high aperture sent a stripe of light into the passage. Example 2. The high aperture above the door throws a stripe of gold light across the floor, so even this service turn feels open and ordinary.
Vantage.
Vantage.
Meaning a position that gives a particular view or advantage for seeing. A common phrase is a clear vantage. Its contrast is blind spot. Example 1. Nella compared her old vantage with the better one inside the hall. Example 2. From that spot, Pharaoh asked Nella to test her earlier vantage and compare it with the fuller view now available from inside the passage.
Periphery.
Periphery.
Meaning the outer edge or surrounding margin of an area. A common phrase is the gallery periphery. Its contrast is center. Example 1. From the periphery of the room, she missed the full route. Example 2. From the gallery periphery, you caught only the edge of the cart, not the doorway labels, extra benches, or the turn toward the studio.
Recess.
Recess.
Meaning a small setback or hollowed space within a wall, hallway, or structure. A common phrase is a shallow recess. Its contrast is projection. Example 1. The cart paused in a recess without blocking the fountain path. Example 2. An alcove is a small recessed side area that opens off a larger room and feels tucked in without being hidden.
Ancillary.
Ancillary.
Meaning providing supporting help rather than serving as the main part. A common phrase is ancillary workrooms. Its contrast is primary. Example 1. Ancillary rooms held the gloves and pads used during transfers. Example 2. These ancillary workrooms hold pads, carts, ladders, and gloves. Ancillary means providing supporting help instead of being the main attraction.
Disparate.
Disparate.
Meaning appearing separate, unlike, or hard to connect with one another. A common phrase is disparate spaces. Its contrast is similar. Example 1. The galleries and workrooms looked disparate until Pharaoh traced the route. Example 2. Disparate describes things that appear separate, unlike one another, or difficult to fit together at first glance.
Congruous.
Congruous.
Meaning fitting together harmoniously or logically. A common phrase is a congruous plan. Its contrast is incongruous. Example 1. The route felt congruous once every room and turn made sense. Example 2. But once the route is visible, the whole plan looks congruous with conservation work, family traffic, and a sunny museum morning.
Clamor.
Clamor.
Meaning a loud, confused outcry made by many voices at once. A common phrase is public clamor. Its contrast is quiet. Example 1. The courtyard filled with clamor before anyone checked the facts. Example 2. Back in the sunny courtyard, the whisper about the covered cart had swollen into a bright bouncing clamor that rolled from fountain bench to sketch table.
Credence.
Credence.
Meaning belief or trust given to an idea or story. A common phrase is give credence to. Its contrast is skepticism. Example 1. Some visitors gave credence to the heist rumor too quickly. Example 2. I cannot believe they are giving credence to a story about masked thieves when the gallery still smells like lemon polish and school crayons.
Embellish.
Embellish.
Meaning, add decorative or dramatic details that make something seem more impressive or exciting. A common phrase is embellish a story. Its contrast is simplify. Example 1. children began to embellish the rumor with extra invented details. Example 2. One retiree added a chase through the courtyard, a parent repeated it with gasping flair, and two children began to embellish the tale with a secret map.
Lurid.
Lurid.
Meaning shockingly vivid, sensational, or gruesomely dramatic. A common phrase is a lurid tale. Its contrast is restrained. Example 1. Pippet winced as the rumor became more lurid with every retelling. Example 2. Lurid describes something shockingly vivid, sensational, or gruesomely dramatic in a way that pulls attention hard.
Hysteria.
Hysteria.
Meaning wild, exaggerated fear or emotion that spreads quickly through a group. A common phrase is public hysteria. Its contrast is calm. Example 1. Maris wanted to stop hysteria before it outran the truth. Example 2. Hysteria is wild, exaggerated fear or emotion that spreads quickly and pushes people away from calm judgment.
Tumult.
Tumult.
Meaning noisy disorder and agitated movement in a crowd. A common phrase is street tumult. Its contrast is order. Example 1. The courtyard tumult made the rumor feel larger than life. Example 2. Listen to the courtyard tumult now. Strollers squeak, sandals stop, hands point, and every new guess lands louder than the last.
Commotion.
Commotion.
Meaning a sudden noisy disturbance with movement and alarm. A common phrase is cause a commotion. Its contrast is stillness. Example 1. Tomo stepped from the studio into a fresh commotion. Example 2. Commotion is a sudden noisy disturbance marked by restless movement, surprise, or alarm.
Garrulous.
Garrulous.
Meaning excessively talkative, especially in a rambling way. A common phrase is a garrulous witness. Its contrast is reserved. Example 1. One garrulous visitor retold the rumor to every new family. Example 2. Near the fountain, a garrulous uncle kept retelling the heist theory to anyone who paused, while the taciturn security aide beside the sunflower map simply folded her arms and waited.
Taciturn.
Taciturn.
Meaning speaking very little and choosing silence over unnecessary talk. A common phrase is a taciturn aide. Its contrast is chatty. Example 1. The taciturn security aide waited for proof before speaking. Example 2. Taciturn describes a person who speaks very little and usually chooses silence over unnecessary talk.
Spate.
Spate.
Meaning a sudden burst or large number of similar things arriving one after another. A common phrase is a spate of rumors. Its contrast is trickle. Example 1. Nella wanted to stop the spate of dramatic retellings. Example 2. Then we need to stop this spate of theatrical versions before the whole museum starts sounding like a summer robbery serial.
Aggregate.
Aggregate.
Meaning collect separate parts into one larger whole or total. A common phrase is aggregate the evidence. Its contrast is separate. Example 1. Pippet helped aggregate the sketches, forms, and notes on one table. Example 2. First, we aggregate the evidence, meaning we gather every sketch, form, timestamp, and treatment note into one usable whole.
Collate.
Collate.
Meaning gather and arrange information so it can be compared and used together. A common phrase is collate the records. Its contrast is scatter. Example 1. Tomo collated the movement form with the conservation note. Example 2. Now we collate the movement form, the conservation note, your sketchbook drawing, and the camera time so each item sits in the right order.
Juxtapose.
Juxtapose.
Meaning, place things side by side so their relationship or contrast becomes clear. A common phrase is juxtapose two accounts. Its contrast is isolate. Example 1. Mari's juxtaposed Nella's sketch with Pharaoh's route map. Example 2. Pippet chose to juxtapose Nella's quick archway sketch beside Pharaoh's route map, and suddenly the partial view and the full route could be seen at once.
Coherent.
Coherent.
Meaning, logically connected and easy to understand as a whole. A common phrase is a coherent explanation. Its contrast is confused. Example 1. The transfer finally looked coherent once all the clues were aligned. Example 2. Once the route, cover, crack, and studio door sit together, the whole account sounds coherent instead of suspicious.
Elucidate.
Elucidate.
Meaning, make something clear by explaining it carefully. A common phrase is elucidate the sequence. Its contrast is obscure. Example 1. Mari's elucidated each step from skylight glare to studio arrival. Example 2. Mari's began to elucidate the noon sequence from skylight glare to hidden crack to careful transfer, tracing each step with one slow paw.
Expound.
Expound.
Meaning, explain something in fuller detail and at greater length. A common phrase is expound on. Its contrast is gloss over. Example 1. Nella asked Tomo to expound on how the noon light revealed the crack. Example 2. Could Tomo expound a little more on the sunlight part? Because that was the moment my heist theory started racing ahead of the facts.
Veracity.
Veracity.
Meaning, truthfulness or factual accuracy. A common phrase is test the veracity. Its contrast is falsehood. Example 1. Pippet tested the veracity of each rumor against the official forms. Example 2. Veracity is truthfulness or accuracy, especially when a claim must be checked against evidence.
Manifest.
Manifest.
Meaning, clearly shown or obvious to the eye or mind. A common phrase is manifest proof. Its contrast is hidden. Example 1. The lawful route became manifest once the paperwork was arranged. Example 2. With the route tag, the repair note, and the timing sheet all aligned, the real story is manifest even to the most excited witness.
Palpable.
Palpable.
Meaning, so strong or noticeable that it feels almost touchable. A common phrase is palpable relief. Its contrast is faint. Example 1. Nella felt palpable relief when the facts replaced the rumor. Example 2. A palpable wave of relief passed through Nella as the supposed mystery shrank into ordinary museum care with ordinary paperwork.
Canonical.
Canonical.
Meaning, accepted as standard, authoritative, or officially recognized. A common phrase is canonical procedure. Its contrast is unofficial. Example 1. The binder showed the museum's canonical transfer checklist. Example 2. And here is the canonical transfer checklist from the binder, matching today's path from gallery wall to studio table step by step.
Reticent.
Reticent.
Meaning, restrained or not eager to say very much. A common phrase is a reticent reply. Its contrast is forthcoming. Example 1. Mari's knew that a reticent reply would feed the rumor. Example 2. If we stay reticent now, people will start imagining secret dangers again instead of ordinary conservation work.
Terse.
Terse.
Meaning, very brief, sometimes so brief that it seems abrupt or incomplete. A common phrase is a terse answer. Its contrast is detailed. Example 1. Pharaoh regretted giving the crowd a terse explanation. Example 2. My first terse phrase, routine movement, was too thin to calm anyone who saw the covered cart disappear.
Elaborate.
Elaborate.
Meaning, explain or develop something in fuller detail. A common phrase is elaborate on the steps. Its contrast is summarize. Example 1. Tomo paused to elaborate the noon sequence for the families. Example 2. Tomo angled the lamp over the sample board and began to elaborate the noon sequence without letting the explanation sprawl out of control.
Pedestrian.
Pedestrian.
Meaning, ordinary, dull, or unimaginative rather than lively or original. A common phrase is a pedestrian answer. Its contrast is inventive. Example 1. Nella thought museum stuff was a pedestrian answer to a real question. Example 2. Pedestrian describes something ordinary or unimaginative rather than lively, fresh, or thoughtfully shaped.
Facile.
Facile.
Meaning, appearing neat and easy but actually too shallow or simplistic. A common phrase is a facile solution. Its contrast is thoughtful. Example 1. A facile solution would have hidden the complexity instead of clarifying it. Example 2. Facile describes something that seems easy or neatly simple, but is often too shallow to handle the real complexity.
Cumbersome.
Cumbersome.
Meaning, awkwardly heavy, complicated, or hard to manage smoothly. A common phrase is a cumbersome process. Its contrast is streamlined. Example 1. Pipit kept the table from becoming a cumbersome pile of forms. Example 2. If I dumped every form, stamp, and root diagram onto the bench at once, the explanation would become cumbersome instead of clear.
Onerous.
Onerous.
Meaning, burdensome or demanding enough to feel heavy. A common phrase is an onerous duty. Its contrast is light. Example 1. Repeating the full report to every visitor would be onerous for the staff. Example 2. Tomo admitted that repeating the full treatment history to every passing group would be onerous for the staff and tedious for the listeners alike.
Tedious.
Tedious.
Meaning, so long, repetitive, or dull that it wears out interest. A common phrase is a tedious explanation. Its contrast is engaging. Example 1. An accurate answer can still become tedious if it never reaches the point. Example 2. And tedious is the audience side of the problem, because something tedious drags on until attention starts to wilt.
Methodic.
Methodic. Oh.
Meaning, orderly, systematic, and done step by step with care. A common phrase is a methodical briefing. Its contrast is haphazard. Example 1. Mari's used a methodical briefing to calm the courtyard. Example 2. So Mari's built a methodical public briefing. 1 clear route map, 1 visible crack sample, 1 calm answer station, and 1 short recap for late arrivals.
Interim.
Interim.
Meaning, temporary and intended for the period between one stage and the next. A common phrase is an interim update. Its contrast is final. Example 1. Pipit proposed an interim update while the painting remained in the studio. Example 2. Until the painting returns, we will post an interim update at the gallery entrance so newcomers hear the truth before the rumor reaches them.
Sentinel.
Sentinel.
Meaning, a watchful guard or lookout placed to observe and warn. A common phrase is a floor sentinel. Its contrast is bystander. Example 1. Pharaoh offered to serve as a sentinel during public transfers. Example 2. I can stand as a sentinel by the gallery arch during every public movement, so one calm guide is always visible before anyone invents a chase scene.
Reserve.
Reserve.
Meaning, set aside or keep back for a particular use or purpose. A common phrase is reserve a lane. Its contrast is spend. Example 1. Pippet wanted to reserve a clear path before the cart moved. Example 2. We should reserve a clear lane from the wall to the studio door, with planters and sketch stools moved early instead of at the last second.
Buffer.
Buffer.
Meaning a protective space or barrier that reduces direct contact or pressure. A common phrase is a safety buffer. Its contrast is collision. Example 1. Tomo marked a buffer around the cart route. Example 2. Tomo measured a soft buffer zone around the cart path, so curious children could still watch without crowding the painting or the handlers.
Improvised.
Improvised.
Meaning created or arranged quickly from what is available rather than fully prepared. A common phrase is an improvised route. Its contrast is planned. Example 1. Nella realized the first transfer had only looked improvised from far away. Example 2. What made the first trip feel suspicious was how improvised it looked, as if everyone had to invent the route while the wheels were already moving.
Robust.
Robust.
Meaning strong, dependable, and able to function well under pressure. A common phrase is a robust procedure. Its contrast is fragile. Example 1. Maris wanted a robust routine for future gallery moves. Example 2. So Maris proposed a robust new routine. 1 posted route, 1 visible escort, 1 waiting space, and 1 calm explanation card at the arch.
Secure.
Secure.
Meaning safe, protected, or firmly fixed against danger or loss. A common phrase is secure straps. Its contrast is unsafe. Example 1. The padded clips kept the painting secure on the cart. Example 2. The painting will stay secure if the cart straps, corner pads, and holding clips are checked before each move instead of halfway through it.
Escort.
Escort.
Meaning accompany and guide someone or something safely from place to place. A common phrase is escort the cart. Its contrast is abandon. Example 1. Pharaoh would escort the cart whenever the painting moved publicly. Example 2. So Maris proposed a robust new routine. 1 posted route, 1 visible escort, 1 waiting space, and 1 calm explanation card at the arch.
Transfer.
Transfer.
Meaning the act of moving something from one place, state, or holder to another. A common phrase is a routine transfer. Its contrast is retention. Example 1. Once the route was visible, the transfer looked ordinary instead of secret. Example 2. Transfer can name the act of moving an object, person, or responsibility from one place, state, or holder to another.
Portable.
Portable.
Meaning easy to carry or move from place to place. A common phrase is a portable kit. Its contrast is stationary. Example 1. Tomo packed the explanation tools into a portable case. Example 2. Tomo packed the lamp, pads, and sample board into one portable teaching kit, so the public explanation could travel anywhere the cart paused.
Permanent.
Permanent.
Meaning lasting for a long time and intended to remain. A common phrase is a permanent rule. Its contrast is temporary. Example 1. Maris hoped the clearer procedure would become a permanent habit. Example 2. And the best part is that the new path can feel permanent, not because the room loses warmth, but because clear care should stay even after today's rumor fades.
Exculpate.
Exculpate.
Meaning show that someone should not be blamed for a wrong or accusation. A common phrase is exculpate the staff. Its contrast is implicate. Example 1. Nella wanted to exculpate the museum staff with the real evidence. Example 2. That is why careful evidence can exculpate people, exonerate good work, and keep appearances from becoming false judgments.
Exonerate.
Exonerate.
Meaning, clear someone completely from blame or suspicion after examining the facts. A common phrase is exonerate the team. Its contrast is accuse. Example 1. The root forms helped exonerate everyone who moved the painting. Example 2. That is why careful evidence can exculpate people, exonerate good work, and keep appearances from becoming false judgments.
Innocuous.
Innocuous.
Meaning harmless and unlikely to cause injury, offense, or trouble. A common phrase is an innocuous transfer. Its contrast is dangerous. Example 1. In daylight, the covered cart looked innocuous rather than sinister. Example 2. What had looked suspicious a day before now seemed innocuous. One padded cart, one linen cover, and one ordinary transfer in bright public light.
Benign.
Benign.
Meaning gentle, harmless, or not threatening in effect. A common phrase is a benign event. Its contrast is malignant. Example 1. Tomo explained that the museum transfer itself was benign. Example 2. Benign describes something gentle or harmless, while malignant describes something actively harmful, dangerous, or damaging.
Malignant.
Malignant.
Meaning actively harmful, dangerous, or tending to worsen in a destructive way. A common phrase is malignant damage. Its contrast is benign. Example 1. The untreated crack could have become a malignant problem for the varnish. Example 2. Benign describes something gentle or harmless, while malignant describes something actively harmful, dangerous, or damaging.
Guise.
Guise.
Meaning an outward appearance that hides the true nature of something. A common phrase is under the guise of. Its contrast is reality. Example 1. The covered cart wore the guise of a theft even though it was a rescue. Example 2. Nella showed the younger children how the covered painting had worn the guilty guise of a theft even while it was quietly heading toward protection.
Pretext.
Pretext.
Meaning a misleading reason given to hide the real reason. A common phrase is a flimsy pretext. Its contrast is true reason. Example 1. Some visitors mistook crowd control for a pretext to hide a secret. Example 2. Some visitors thought crowd control was a pretext for secrecy, but it was only one practical reason alongside the conservation emergency.
Artifice.
Artifice.
Meaning clever skill or a crafty device that makes things seem other than they are. A common phrase is painterly artifice. Its contrast is candor. Example 1. Mari said artifice belongs inside the painting, not inside our conclusions. Example 2. Artifice can mean clever skill in making something, but it can also mean a crafty device that makes things seem other than they are.
Decoy.
Decoy.
Meaning something used to attract attention away from what really matters. A common phrase is a visual decoy. Its contrast is target. Example 1. The linen cover acted as a decoy for everyone's anxious attention. Example 2. The linen cover became a decoy for everyone's attention because eyes followed the cloth while almost nobody asked what the sunlight had revealed.
Ploy.
Ploy.
Meaning a strategic move or clever tactic used to influence what people think or do. A common phrase is a rhetorical ploy. Its contrast is straightforward action. Example 1. Each dramatic whisper became another ploy in the growing rumor. Example 2. And every dramatic whisper added one more ploy to the rumor, trying to make ordinary care sound like hidden mischief.
Verdant.
Verdant.
Meaning richly green with healthy growing plants. A common phrase is a verdant bank. Its contrast is barren. Example 1. Pebbles sketched the verdant bank beside the river bend. Example 2. Everything looks so verdant today that even my sketchbook wants more green pages.
Bucolic.
Bucolic.
Meaning pleasantly rural and peacefully countryside-like. A common phrase is a bucolic valley. Its contrast is urban. Example 1. Moss loved Willowmere's bucolic mornings. Example 2. Bucolic describes the simple, peaceful beauty of the countryside and rural life.
Meander.
Meander.
Meaning a winding curve or bend, especially in a river. A common phrase is a river meander. Its contrast is straight away. Example 1. Surrey traced the meander on Juniper's field map. Example 2. Surrey rested her teal satchel on a warm stone and traced the lazy meander of the river as it bent around the willow cluster before slipping toward the marsh.
Limpid.
Limpid.
Meaning clear and transparent, often of liquid or expression. A common phrase is limpid water. Its contrast is murky. Example 1. The limpid shallows revealed minnows over pale stones. Example 2. And look how limpid the shallows are. Limpid water is clear enough for us to see pebbles, fish, and sunlight moving through it.
Fertile.
Fertile.
Meaning able to produce abundant growth or crops. A common phrase is fertile soil. Its contrast is infertile. Example 1. The fertile terraces kept Moss's orchard thriving. Example 2. Fertile land produces strong growth with ease, which is why these orchard roots love the river's patient gift.
Fecund.
Fecund.
Meaning highly productive in growth, offspring, or creative output. A common phrase is a fecund marsh. Its contrast is sterile. Example 1. Pebble called the marsh fecund after seeing eggs and reeds everywhere. Example 2. The marsh seems fecund too, because everywhere I look something tiny is hatching, blooming, or wriggling into the day.
Luxuriant.
Luxuriant.
Meaning lush, thick, and abundant in growth. A common phrase is luxuriant reeds. Its contrast is scant. Example 1. Luxuriant willow fronds shaded the stepping stones. Example 2. Luxuriant growth is thick, lush, and abundant, as if the plants had room to celebrate themselves.
Pastoral.
Pastoral.
Meaning relating to the peaceful beauty of rural life and fields. A common phrase is a pastoral scene. Its contrast is industrial. Example 1. Juniper admired the pastoral view from the hill. Example 2. Pastoral describes the pleasing rural life of fields, flocks, and open country shaped by gentle human care.
Placid.
Placid.
Meaning calm and undisturbed in manner or movement. A common phrase is a placid current. Its contrast is turbulent. Example 1. The placid current slid quietly around the stones. Example 2. The others smiled at Tavi's dramatic shiver, not yet knowing that the valley's most placid morning would soon become the measure of what they were trying to save.
Halcyon.
Halcyon.
Meaning especially peaceful, happy, and prosperous. A common phrase is halcyon days. Its contrast is troubled. Example 1. Fiona called it a halcyon morning by the bend. Example 2. Halcyon describes an especially peaceful and happy time, often remembered as calm, prosperous, and bright.
Recede.
Recede.
Meaning move back or withdraw from a previous position. A common phrase is the river recedes. Its contrast is advance. Example 1. The river began to recede from the stepping stones by noon. Example 2. Yes, and when a shoreline recedes, it moves away from its former edge instead of holding steady.
Dwindle.
Dwindle.
Meaning becomes steadily smaller, weaker, or less. A common phrase is, the current dwindles. Its contrast is, increase. Example 1, Surrey watched the current dwindle around the bend. Example 2, Surrey knelt at the bend and watched the once busy current dwindle around the stepping stones until bright threads of water separated like loose ribbons.
Desiccate.
Desiccate.
Meaning dry out thoroughly or remove moisture from. A common phrase is desiccated mud. Its contrast is moisten. Example 1, the marsh edge began to desiccate under the hot sun. Example 2, along the marsh edge, soft mud had begun to desiccate, curling at the top where the sun licked it dry and where frog prints no longer filled with shining water.
Arid.
Arid.
Meaning extremely dry and lacking enough water. A common phrase is an arid bank. Its contrast is damp. Example 1, Moss worried that the south bank looked arid too early in the day. Example 2, the south bank looks almost arid already, and arid land feels thirsty, dry, and short on rain or soaking water.
Sparse.
Sparse.
Meaning thinly scattered and not dense. A common phrase is sparse reeds. Its contrast is dense. Example 1, only sparse reeds remained along the shrinking edge. Example 2, reeds that had brushed Pebble's knees at breakfast now stood in sparse clumps, leaving wide patches of naked bank between them.
Paucity.
Paucity.
Meaning an insufficient quantity or number. A common phrase is a paucity of depth. Its contrast is abundance. Example 1, Juniper noted a paucity of depth in the fish pool. Example 2, even the fish seemed uneasy, gathering in a shallow pocket where the moving water showed a troubling paucity of depth compared with the broad silver lane from dawn.
Trickle.
Trickle.
Meaning flow slowly in a small, thin stream. A common phrase is water trickles. Its contrast is gush. Example 1, under the bridge, water could only trickle between the stones. Example 2, at the footbridge, the river no longer hummed. It could only trickle between exposed stones, making a sound like teacups being set down too carefully.
Evaporate.
Evaporate.
Meaning change from liquid into vapor. A common phrase is puddles evaporate. Its contrast is condense. Example 1, Tavi warned that the bright puddles might evaporate by noon. Example 2, from above I can see bright puddles shrinking apart, and some of them may simply evaporate if the noon heat keeps pressing down.
Dehydrate.
Dehydrate.
Meaning remove water from or lose too much water. A common phrase is animals dehydrate. Its contrast is hydrate. Example 1, Moss feared the lambs would dehydrate if the trough stayed low. Example 2, Moss dipped a carrot into a bucket for the lambs, then frowned because the animals themselves could dehydrate if the troughs kept warming and emptying.
Drought.
Drought.
Meaning a prolonged shortage of rainfall or available water. A common phrase is summer drought. Its contrast is deluge. Example 1, Iona said a true drought would affect the whole valley. Example 2, drought names a prolonged lack of water, and saying the word aloud helps us understand the scale without panicking.
Catalyst.
Catalyst.
Meaning a factor that speeds change or helps an event happen. A common phrase is a catalyst for change. Its contrast is deterrent. Example 1, the hot wind became a catalyst for the council's urgent meeting. Example 2, the dry wind feels like the catalyst, the thing that pushed our calm worry into a real emergency.
Impetus.
Impetus.
meaning the force or momentum that drives something forward. A common phrase is the main impetus. Its contrast is inertia. Example 1. Juniper asked whether heat was the true impetus behind the low water. Example 2. But the heat alone may not be the full impetus, because the low water marks started slipping before today's glare became this fierce.
Antecedent.
Antecedent.
Meaning an earlier event, condition, or thing that comes before another. A common phrase is an antecedent condition. Its contrast is consequence. Example 1. The council searched for an antecedent to the shrinking river. Example 2. Juniper unrolled her river charts and asked the ring to search for an antecedent, some earlier condition that arrived before the shrinking bend.
Engender.
Engender.
Meaning cause or give rise to something. A common phrase is engender trust. Its contrast is allay. Example 1. Too much shouting could engender more confusion than clarity. Example 2. Pebble worried that the argument itself could engender bad guesses if everyone kept speaking faster than they were thinking.
Precipitate.
Precipitate.
Meaning bring about suddenly or cause to happen quickly. A common phrase is precipitate a crisis. Its contrast is delay. Example 1. One rumor helped precipitate another round of blame. Example 2. When Tavi reported that mill workers had heard a gate might be sticking upstream, the rumor seemed to precipitate a fresh wave of finger-pointing around the stones.
Stem.
Stem.
Meaning originate in or grow out of a source. A common phrase is stem from. Its contrast is diverge. Example 1. Moss refused to say the problem must stem from one field alone. Example 2. Some neighbors say the trouble must stem from orchard irrigation, but I do not want blame to outrun evidence.
Nexus.
Nexus.
Meaning a connected center or series of links between things. A common phrase is a nexus of streams. Its contrast is isolation. Example 1. Surrey mapped a nexus of channels feeding the valley. Example 2. Surrey set pebbles on the map where the marsh channel, bridge pools, terraces, and storage pond formed a visible nexus of shared water.
Postulate.
Postulate.
Meaning suggest or assume as a basis for reasoning. A common phrase is postulate a cause. Its contrast is verify. Example 1. Brindle could postulate a chain before proving each part. Example 2. So we can postulate a chain. Heat lowers flow, a sticky sluice slows return water, and extra drawing from storage leaves the bend too weak.
Impel.
Impel.
Meaning drive, urge, or push someone toward action. A common phrase is impel action. Its contrast is restrain. Example 1. The clearer map began to impel the council to investigate upstream. Example 2. That careful model did not accuse anyone, but it did impel the council to stop trading suspicions and start following the river upstream together.
Instigate.
Instigate.
Meaning provoke or stir up an action, especially trouble. A common phrase is instigate conflict. Its contrast is pacify. Example 1. Tavi refused to let rumor instigate a fight by the river. Example 2. And if any rumor tries to instigate a fight, I will carry the truth faster than the shouting.
Tributary.
Tributary.
Meaning a smaller stream or river that flows into a larger one. A common phrase is a mountain tributary. Its contrast is mainstream. Example 1. Brindle traced the tributary feeding Willowmere's main river. Example 2. That side branch is a tributary, a smaller stream that flows into a larger river instead of ending on its own.
Sediment.
Sediment.
meaning sand, silt, or other particles carried and deposited by water. A common phrase is river sediment. Its contrast is clear water. Example 1. Pebble found pale sediment gathered behind the roots. Example 2. That pale grit is sediment, the sand, silt, or tiny particles that moving water carries and then leaves behind.
Estuary.
Estuary.
Meaning the tidal place where a river meets the sea. A common phrase is a coastal estuary. Its contrast is headwaters. Example 1. Juniper explained that Willowmere's problem began far upstream from any estuary. Example 2. An estuary is the broad tidal place where river water meets the sea. So this inland trouble is beginning long before any estuary.
Delta.
Delta.
Meaning a branching landform at a river's mouth built by deposited sediment. A common phrase is a river delta. Its contrast is single channel. Example 1. The map showed a delta spreading into several channels by the sea. Example 2. Delta names that branching landform at a river's mouth, which helps us see that today's clue belongs upstream, not at the coast.
Embankment.
Embankment.
Meaning a raised bank of earth or stone built to hold back water or support a route. A common phrase is a clay embankment. Its contrast is depression. Example 1. The council climbed the old embankment above the terraces. Example 2. The path then climbed beside an old clay embankment that had been built to guide floodwater away from the orchard terraces.
A sluice.
Sluice.
Meaning a gate or channel used to control the flow of water. A common phrase is a stuck sluice. Its contrast is open channel. Example 1. Reeds had jammed the sluice beside the storage channel. Example 2. So now we have real evidence. A stuck sluice, water lingering in the cistern, and too little help from the aquifer at the same time.
Cistern.
Cistern.
Meaning a tank for storing collected water. A common phrase is a hillside cistern. Its contrast is drain. Example 1. Juniper checked the painted marks on the hillside cistern. Example 2. So now we have real evidence. A stuck sluice, water lingering in the cistern, and too little help from the aquifer at the same time.
Aquifer.
Aquifer.
Meaning an underground layer of rock or soil that stores and carries water. A common phrase is a shallow aquifer. Its contrast is bedrock. Example 1. Surrey said the valley's aquifer usually fed hidden moisture upward. Example 2. So now we have real evidence. A stuck sluice, water lingering in the cistern, and too little help from the aquifer at the same time.
Cascade.
Cascade.
Meaning a small waterfall or a downward fall in shining steps. A common phrase is a silver cascade. Its contrast is still pool. Example 1. Only a thin thread crossed the ledge where a cascade should have flashed. Example 2. Farther up the stones, the council reached a ledge where the river should have fallen in a silver cascade, yet only a thin lace of water slipped over the rock.
Torrent.
Torrent.
Meaning a strong, fast flow of water. A common phrase is a sudden torrent. Its contrast is trickle. Example 1. Once the gate loosened, a torrent rushed into the channel. Example 2. When Brindle freed the reeds from the jammed gate and nudged the handle, the release rushed through the channel in one sudden bright torrent.
Aquatic.
Aquatic.
Meaning living in, growing in, or closely related to water. A common phrase is aquatic life. Its contrast is terrestrial. Example 1. Pebble worried that aquatic life was losing its safe pools. Example 2. This place is still aquatic, but aquatic means living in, on, or closely connected to water, and now the water feels too tired for all its usual neighbors.
Plankton.
Plankton.
Meaning tiny drifting organisms that live in water and feed larger creatures. A common phrase is marsh plankton. Its contrast is megafauna. Example 1. Surrey pointed out plankton blooming near the reeds. Example 2. Look at the pale bloom near the reeds. Plankton are tiny drifting organisms in water, and they feed many larger creatures even when we can hardly see them.
Parasite.
Parasite.
Meaning an organism that lives on or in another organism and takes nutrients from it. A common phrase is a water parasite. Its contrast is symbiont. Example 1. Juniper explained how a parasite can weaken a stressed host. Example 2. A parasite survives by drawing from another living thing, which matters more when the whole marsh is already under stress.
Toxin.
Toxin.
Meaning a poisonous substance produced by a living organism. A common phrase is a harmful toxin. Its contrast is nutrient. Example 1. Brindle warned that the green slick might contain toxin. Example 2. Toxin names a harmful poison made by a living source, and shallow warm water can let trouble collect where flow has nearly stopped.
Niche.
Niche.
Meaning the special role or place of a species within an environment. A common phrase is an ecological niche. Its contrast is misfit. Example 1. Surrey said each marsh creature needs its own niche. Example 2. Exactly. Once we can name the marsh's niche, denizens, predators, and amphibians clearly, we can argue for repairs without treating nature like decoration.
Proliferate.
Proliferate.
Meaning increase or spread rapidly in number. A common phrase is algae proliferate. Its contrast is diminish. Example 1. Stringy algae began to proliferate in the warm inlet. Example 2. Indeed, stringy algae had begun to proliferate across the inlet, turning open water into green threads that trapped light and crowded the minnows toward the edges.
Predator.
Predator.
Meaning an animal that hunts other animals for food. A common phrase is a marsh predator. Its contrast is prey. Example 1. Every predator struggled when the minnows crowded into fewer pockets. Example 2. And when the minnows crowd, every predator that hunts them has a harder time finding healthy prey in the right places.
Denizen.
Denizen.
Meaning an inhabitant or regular occupant of a place. A common phrase is a marsh denizen. Its contrast is outsider. Example 1. Pebble named each denizen still clinging to the marsh. Example 2. Exactly. Once we can name the marsh's niche, denizens, predators, and amphibians clearly, we can argue for repairs without treating nature like decoration.
Amphibian.
Amphibian.
Meaning a cold-blooded animal that can live in water and on land. A common phrase is a young amphibian. Its contrast is mammal. Example 1. A young amphibian rested where the cattails met the stones. Example 2. An amphibian can live part of its life in water and part on land, which makes marsh change especially dangerous for creatures like Pebble's cousins.
Carnivorous.
Carnivorous.
Meaning feeding on meat or other animals. A common phrase is a carnivorous hunter. Its contrast is herbivorous. Example 1. Tavi tracked a carnivorous marsh hawk circling the inlet. Example 2. Above them, Tavi spotted a marsh hawk circling lower than usual, because even a carnivorous hunter must search harder when the small life pattern below begins to break apart.
Agrarian.
Agrarian.
meaning relating to farming, farmland, or rural agricultural life. A common phrase is an agrarian valley. Its contrast is industrial. Example 1. Willowmere's agrarian routines depended on the river's steady flow. Example 2. Moss led the council from the marsh to the sunny farm terraces above Willowmere, where low troughs and thirsty rows made the whole valley's agrarian heartbeat impossible to ignore.
Arable.
Arable.
Meaning fit for growing crops productively. A common phrase is arable land. Its contrast is barren. Example 1. Juniper marked the most arable strips on the terrace map. Example 2. Arable land is land fit for growing crops, not just any pretty hill that happens to catch the light.
Fallow.
Fallow.
Meaning left unseeded for a season so the soil can recover. A common phrase is a fallow field. Its contrast is seeded. Example 1. Moss kept one field fallow to restore the soil. Example 2. Fallow describes cultivated land left unseeded for a time so it can regain strength.
Orchard.
Orchard.
Meaning land planted with fruit trees. A common phrase is a hillside orchard. Its contrast is pasture. Example 1. The orchard terraces looked green but strained by the heat. Example 2. That is why we need rules, not blame. The fields, the orchard, the goats, and the marsh all belong inside the same answer.
Forage.
Forage.
Meaning plant material animals eat or search for as food. A common phrase is fresh forage. Its contrast is ration. Example 1. The goats found less forage near the dry fence line. Example 2. Forage is the grass, leaves, and other plant food animals search for or are given to eat.
Cultivate.
Cultivate.
Meaning prepare land for crops or help plants grow carefully. A common phrase is cultivate beans. Its contrast is neglect. Example 1. Moss tried to cultivate the rows without wasting water. Example 2. Moss spread a paw over the rows and explained how hard everyone had worked to cultivate beans, melons, and herbs without wasting a single splash from the channel.
Greenhouse.
Greenhouse.
Meaning a glass-sided building used to grow and protect plants. A common phrase is a seedling greenhouse. Its contrast is open field. Example 1. The greenhouse sheltered young herbs from the hot wind. Example 2. Beside the path stood a bright little greenhouse where seedlings waited in warm trays, protected from wind, but not from the valley's shrinking supply.
Manure.
Manure.
Meaning animal waste used to fertilize soil. A common phrase is aged manure. Its contrast is depletion. Example 1. Juniper explained how manure helps the ground stay productive. Example 2. Manure is animal waste used as fertilizer, and good farmers use it to feed the earth before asking the earth to feed them back.
Fodder.
Fodder.
Meaning stored coarse feed for livestock. A common phrase is winter fodder. Its contrast is hunger. Example 1. The fodder stack was lower than Moss wanted. Example 2. Fodder is stored feed for livestock, while cereal names grain crops like oats or barley that keep both animals and people going.
Cereal.
Cereal.
Meaning grain crops such as oats, barley, or wheat used for food. A common phrase is cereal grain. Its contrast is fruit. Example 1. Moss counted each sack of cereal before sunset. Example 2. Fodder is stored feed for livestock, while cereal names grain crops like oats or barley that keep both animals and people going.
Legislate.
Legislate.
Meaning make laws or official rules. A common phrase is legislate emergency measures. Its contrast is improvise. Example 1. Iona urged the council to legislate water rules before tempers rose. Example 2. Back at the sunny council ring, Iona said the valley had gathered enough proof to legislate emergency water habits before rumor and resentment turned neighbors into rivals.
Legislation.
Legislation.
Meaning, the set of laws or written rules made by a governing body. A common phrase is draft legislation. Its contrast is rumor. Example 1. Juniper promised the legislation would stay clear and practical. Example 2. Legislation is the written body of rules a community creates, so tomorrow's choices are not left to today's panic.
Code.
Code.
Meaning an organized system of rules, signals, or standards. A common phrase is a river code. Its contrast is confusion. Example 1. Juniper painted a river code on the council board. Example 2. Then the moratorium begins tonight, the code is public by dusk, and the legislation belongs to the whole valley instead of one loud corner of it.
License.
License.
Meaning official permission to do a specific thing. A common phrase is a gate license. Its contrast is prohibition. Example 1. Moss asked who would hold the license to open the sluice. Example 2. Then who gets the license to lift the sluice or open the cistern when the river is low, and who must wait for a witness first.
Promulgate.
Promulgate.
Meaning announce or publish officially so people know a rule or decision. A common phrase is promulgate a rule. Its contrast is withhold. Example 1. Surrey said the council must promulgate the new rule before sunset. Example 2. Promulgate means to publish or announce a rule officially so the whole community hears it clearly.
Regulate.
Regulate.
Meaning control by rule or standard. A common phrase is regulate water use. Its contrast is unleash. Example 1. Iona planned to regulate bucket counts with one fair standard. Example 2. Tavi volunteered to carry ribbon tag copies, while Iona explained how the council would regulate hours, bucket counts, and gate turns with the same calm standard for all.
Ordinance.
Ordinance.
Meaning a formal local rule or law. A common phrase is an emergency ordinance. Its contrast is suggestion. Example 1. Juniper proposed an ordinance for the dry spell. Example 2. Juniper proposed one temporary ordinance for the dry spell. Open sharing at dawn, witnessed gate work at noon, and no extra private storage after dusk.
Levy.
Levy.
Meaning impose or collect officially. A common phrase is levy a duty. Its contrast is waive. Example 1. The orchard agreed to levy a shared repair duty on every household. Example 2. Moss agreed that the orchard could help levy a work duty too, asking each household to contribute one repair shift, one reed clearing hour, or one bucket patrol each week.
Quota.
Quota.
Meaning a fixed allowed amount. A common phrase is a water quota. Its contrast is excess. Example 1. Brindle set a temporary quota for each field and trough. Example 2. Brindle added a bright bead line to the chart and said each field, trough, and cistern should follow a quota until the river gained strength again.
Moratorium.
Moratorium.
Meaning a temporary stop or suspension of an activity. A common phrase is a storage moratorium. Its contrast is continuation. Example 1. Surrey called for a moratorium on extra private storage fills. Example 2. Yes. That pause is a moratorium, a temporary stop on an activity until conditions improve or better evidence appears.
Arbitrate.
Arbitrate.
meaning judge between opposing sides and help settle a dispute. A common phrase is arbitrate a dispute. Its contrast is inflame. Example 1. Brindle offered to arbitrate the first round at the bridge. Example 2. To arbitrate is to judge between opposing sides and guide them toward a binding decision.
Mediate.
Mediate.
Meaning intervene between sides in conflict to help them reach agreement. A common phrase is mediate a conflict. Its contrast is aggravate. Example 1. Surrey tried to mediate before the meeting grew louder. Example 2. Surrey stepped between the bucket lines and tried to mediate, asking everyone to speak in turns so worry would not become a contest of louder voices.
Broker.
Broker.
Meaning arrange or negotiate an agreement between others. A common phrase is broker an agreement. Its contrast is sabotage. Example 1. Juniper hoped to broker a workable sharing schedule. Example 2. Juniper spread her charts on the bridge rail and offered to broker a Dawn Marsh, New Norchard schedule that gave each group a clear turn instead of a vague promise.
Impasse.
Impasse.
Meaning a deadlock where progress stops because no side will move. A common phrase is reach an impasse. Its contrast is breakthrough. Example 1. The bridge debate hit an impasse when no one wanted to yield. Example 2. For a moment, the talk struck an impasse when the millkeeper insisted the wheel could not pause, and Moss replied that fruit trees could not drink speeches.
Friction.
Friction.
Meaning tense disagreement or resistance between people or groups. A common phrase is political friction. Its contrast is harmony. Example 1. The sharp friction at the bridge made even Tavi go quiet. Example 2. The sharp friction of that moment made even Tavi fold his wings, because every small sigh and hoof-tap sounded like another spark near dry reeds.
Amenable.
Amenable.
Meaning willing to cooperate or accept a reasonable suggestion. A common phrase is amenable to compromise. Its contrast is hostile. Example 1. The Reed Weavers became amenable once the Dawn plan was explained. Example 2. Yet not everyone was dug in. The Marsh Reed Weavers seemed amenable once Surrey showed how measured releases at dawn would keep frog pools from collapsing.
Intransigent.
Intransigent.
Meaning refusing to compromise or change a firm position. A common phrase is an intransigent stance. Its contrast is flexible. Example 1. One miller stayed intransigent even after the evidence was shown. Example 2. One barrel-stacked miller still sounded intransigent, repeating that old habits mattered more than shared trouble even after the sluice evidence lay open on the rail.
Parity.
Parity.
Meaning equality or balance standing between sides. A common phrase is parity of access. Its contrast is imbalance. Example 1. Juniper redrew the turns to create parity between marsh and orchard work. Example 2. So Juniper redrew the schedule with parity between marsh rescue work and orchard watering, giving each side equal hours, equal witnesses, and equal public records.
Coalition.
Coalition.
Meaning a temporary alliance formed for a shared purpose. A common phrase is form a coalition. Its contrast is fragmentation. Example 1. The repair coalition joined growers, reed weavers, and bridge wardens. Example 2. That change let Moss, Brindle, and the reed weavers form a practical coalition willing to clear channels together if the mill hands accepted the same watch duty.
Ratify.
Ratify.
Meaning approve or confirm officially so an agreement takes effect. A common phrase is ratify a bargain. Its contrast is revoke. Example 1. the council met at sunset to ratify the bridge bargain. Example 2, then let us ratify the bridge bargain at sunset, because to ratify is to approve an agreement officially so it truly takes effect.
Charter.
Charter.
Meaning a formal written document stating shared rights, duties, or rules. A common phrase is a river charter. Its contrast is rumor. Example 1, Juniper drafted a river charter for the whole valley. Example 2, then let every pawprint, hoofmark, and feather sign below this charter show that Willowmere chooses public fairness over private advantage.
Edict.
Edict.
Meaning an official public order announced with authority. A common phrase is issue an edict. Its contrast is suggestion. Example 1, Iona read the first water edict aloud from the bridge. Example 2, an edict is an official public order announced with authority so nobody has to guess what the rule really says.
Decree.
Decree.
Meaning a formal authoritative decision or order. A common phrase is council decree. Its contrast is request. Example 1, Brindle called the storage ban a council decree. Example 2, yes, because a decree is a formal decision the council issues with clear force, especially when the valley needs one voice instead of 10 private versions.
Statute.
Statute.
Meaning a written rule or law with recognized standing. A common phrase is a local statute. Its contrast is custom. Example 1, Juniper painted the bridge agreement as a visible statute. Example 2, a statute is a written rule with recognized standing, something durable enough to guide behavior after today's speeches are over.
Compliant.
Compliant.
Meaning willing to obey a rule, request, or requirement. A common phrase is a compliant queue. Its contrast is defiant. Example 1, the first bucket line looked calm and compliant. Example 2, compliant means ready and willing to follow a rule or requirement instead of dodging it the moment no one is watching.
Compliance.
Compliance.
Meaning the act or habit of obeying a rule or standard. A common phrase is public compliance. Its contrast is violation. Example 1, Iona said compliance must last beyond one good morning. Example 2, compliance is the actual practice of obeying the rule day after day, even when thirst, hurry, or pride makes obedience inconvenient.
Transgress.
Transgress.
Meaning go beyond a limit or break a rule. A common phrase is transgress a limit. Its contrast is observe. Example 1, Brindle stopped the cart before it could transgress the queue rule. Example 2, to transgress is to go beyond a proper limit or break a rule that the whole community has agreed to respect.
Encroach.
Encroach.
Meaning intrude gradually on another place, share, or right. A common phrase is encroach on reeds. Its contrast is respect. Example 1, Pebble repainted the line so wagons would not encroach on the marsh edge. Example 2, encroach means to intrude gradually on another place, share, or right, especially by taking a little more space each time.
Usurp.
Usurp.
Meaning seize power or a right that belongs to someone else. A common phrase is usurp control. Its contrast is relinquish. Example 1, Juniper warned that nobody could usurp the sluice keys. Example 2, Juniper locked the gate keys in a glass box and declared that no mill hand, grower, or council favorite could usurp control of the sluice for private advantage.
Curb.
Curb.
Meaning restrain or keep something under control. A common phrase is curb extra use. Its contrast is encourage. Example 1. Moss painted stop bars to curb extra evening fills. Example 2. To curb something is to restrain it or keep it under control before a bad habit grows strong enough to damage everyone.
Rehabilitate.
Rehabilitate.
Meaning, restore something damaged to good condition or working order. A common phrase is rehabilitate the riverbank. Its contrast is neglect. Example 1. The council worked together to rehabilitate the damaged bend. Example 2. So this is what fairness looks like after the talking ends. We rehabilitate, replenish, and conserve together until the river can carry more of the burden itself.
Replenish.
Replenish.
Meaning, fill again after something has been used, drained, or lost. A common phrase is replenish the side pools. Its contrast is drain. Example 1. Surrey used the first careful release to replenish the shallow pockets. Example 2. So this is what fairness looks like after the talking ends. We rehabilitate, replenish, and conserve together until the river can carry more of the burden itself.
Rejuvenate.
Rejuvenate.
Meaning, make fresh, lively, or strong again. A common phrase is rejuvenate the marsh edge. Its contrast is exhaust. Example 1. Moving water began to rejuvenate the reeds by afternoon. Example 2. As clean water slid under the reeds and across the softened mud, even the wilted marsh edge began to rejuvenate, lifting from dullness into color and motion.
Neutralize.
Neutralize.
Meaning, make something ineffective or harmless by counteracting it. A common phrase is neutralize the bloom. Its contrast is intensify. Example 1. Surrey tried to neutralize the worst green slick with filters and fresh flow. Example 2. At the green slick inlet, Surrey set charcoal bundles and reed screens in place to neutralize the worst bloom, while Juniper opened a narrow ribbon of fresh flow around it.
Foster.
Foster.
Meaning, encourage the growth or development of something helpful. A common phrase is foster recovery. Its contrast is hinder. Example 1. Moss asked each household to foster recovery with one useful task. Example 2. Moss shifted orchard watering to dawn and invited every household to foster recovery with one useful task, whether clearing reeds, carrying clay, or checking markers.
Revive.
Revive.
Meaning, bring back strength, activity, or life. A common phrase is revive the channel. Its contrast is suppress. Example 1. The returning minnows helped revive the council's hope. Example 2. Pebbles squealed when minnows flickered back into the side channel, because that quick silver movement seemed to revive the whole council's tired hearts at once.
Sustain.
Sustain.
Meaning, support and keep something going over time. A common phrase is sustain the progress. Its contrast is abandon. Example 1. Shade frames helped sustain the repaired bank through the heat. Example 2. Juniper planted bright measuring poles and shade frames beside the repaired edge so the renewed channel could sustain its progress through the next hot afternoons.
Sustenance.
Sustenance.
Meaning, food, drink, or other support that keeps life and work going. A common phrase is midday sustenance. Its contrast is starvation. Example 1. The volunteers paused for sustenance before lifting more clay. Example 2. Sustenance is the food, drink, or other support that keeps living beings active and able to continue.
Bolster.
Bolster.
Meaning, support or strengthen so something stands more firmly. A common phrase is bolster the bank. Its contrast is weaken. Example 1. Brindle used willow hurdles to bolster the soft edge. Example 2. Brindle then wedged woven willow hurdles and clay sacks along the soft edge to bolster the bank before the next stronger release pressed against it.
Conserve.
Conserve.
Meaning, use carefully and protect from waste or loss. A common phrase is, conserve every bucket. Its contrast is, squander. Example 1. Iona urged the valley to conserve water even during recovery. Example 2. So this is what fairness looks like after the talking ends. We rehabilitate, replenish, and conserve together until the river can carry more of the burden itself.
Gay.
Gay.
Meaning, measure or assess carefully by using a standard or close observation. A common phrase is, gauge the depth. Its contrast is, guess. Example 1. Pebble learned to gauge the river by the painted stake instead of by sparkle alone. Example 2. To gauge something is to measure or judge it carefully. So today I am gauging water depth instead of guessing from sparkle alone.
Calibrate.
Calibrate.
Meaning, adjust a tool or system so it measures or works accurately. A common phrase is, calibrate the marker. Its contrast is, misalign. Example 1. Juniper recalibrated the cedar pole before recording the new level. Example 2. Calibrate means adjust a tool so it measures accurately, which matters if one crooked mark could turn good news into bad math.
Anomaly.
Anomaly.
Meaning, something that differs from the normal pattern or expectation. A common phrase is, a reading anomaly. Its contrast is, norm. Example 1. Surrey circled the anomaly instead of ignoring the odd low notch. Example 2. An anomaly is something that departs from the normal pattern. A strange reading we should examine instead of pretending it fits.
Oscillate.
Oscillate.
Meaning, move back and forth or vary between states repeatedly. A common phrase is, levels oscillate. Its contrast is, stabilize. Example 1. The shallow edge could oscillate through the day without undoing the repairs. Example 2. By noon the shallow edge would rise a little, then sink a little, and Pebble finally saw how the bright line on the stake could oscillate without meaning the repair plan had failed.
Trajectory.
Trajectory.
Meaning, the path or course something follows over time. A common phrase is, an upward trajectory. Its contrast is, standstill. Example 1. Juniper cared more about the week's trajectory than one anxious noon reading. Example 2. Trajectory is the course something follows over time, and our trajectory matters more than one nervous glance at noon.
Census.
Census.
Meaning, an official or systematic count of members in a population or group. A common phrase is, a marsh census. Its contrast is, estimate. Example 1. Moss and Pebble took a marsh census of frogs, minnows, and dragonflies. Example 2. On the marsh side, Moss and Pebble performed a census of frogs, minnows, dragonflies, and nesting reeds, counting who had returned and who still seemed absent from the soft green edges.
Cyclica.
Cyclical.
Meaning, happening in repeating cycles or recurring patterns. A common phrase is, cyclical changes. Its contrast is, linear. Example 1. Surrey explained that some pool changes were cyclical across day and night. Example 2. Surrey reminded everyone that some pond changes were cyclical, because cool nights, hot afternoons, and timed releases could make the same pool look different at different hours.
Erratic.
Erratic.
Meaning, irregular and unpredictable in movement or behavior. A common phrase is, erratic flow. Its contrast is, steady. Example 1. One side channel stayed erratic even while the main bend improved. Example 2. Erratic describes behavior that is irregular, unpredictable, or uneven. which is why that side pool still deserves extra watch markers.
Resurgence.
Resurgence.
Meaning a renewed increase or revival after decline. A common phrase is a resurgence of minnows. Its contrast is collapse. Example 1. Pebble celebrated the resurgence of silver minnows near the willow roots. Example 2. Then Pebble squealed as a small resurgence of silver minnows flashed through the clearer run beside the willow roots, quick as coins in sunshine and real enough for everyone to see.
Abate.
Abate.
Meaning become less intense, widespread, or severe. A common phrase is fear abates. Its contrast is intensify. Example 1. The council's fear began to abate as the records improved. Example 2. By the fourth evening, the sharp fear around the council ring had begun to abate, not because the work was finished, but because the valley had learned how to pair hope with records.
Legacy.
Legacy.
Meaning something valuable handed down from one generation, group, or time to the next. A common phrase is a shared legacy. Its contrast is loss. Example 1. Pebble hoped the repaired river would become a shared legacy for Willowmere. Example 2. If we keep these markers, these fair turns, and this story, does that become Willowmere's legacy for the next dry season too?
Perpetuate.
Perpetuate.
Meaning cause something to continue or last for a long time. A common phrase is perpetuate a habit. Its contrast is end. Example 1. Moss wanted to perpetuate the valley's fair water habits instead of its fear. Example 2. Moss nodded at the orchard families and said the goal was not to perpetuate panic, secret storage, or tired suspicion, but to perpetuate the bright habits that had repaired the river.
Covenant.
Covenant.
Meaning a serious formal agreement built on mutual promises and duties. A common phrase is a river covenant. Its contrast is betrayal. Example 1. Juniper raised the river covenant where every family could see it. Example 2. Juniper then lifted a cedar board above the stepping stones and revealed the valley's new covenant in coral letters beside blue Q marks and a tiny painted kingfisher seal.
Sagacious.
Sagacious.
Meaning wise and showing sound judgment, especially from experience. A common phrase is sagacious leadership. Its contrast is foolish. Example 1. Iona said a sagacious valley learns before the next crisis. Example 2. Exactly. Sagacious choices look ahead kindly and clearly rather than chasing comfort for one more careless hour.
Astute.
Astute.
Meaning quick to notice and understand what is important. A common phrase is an astute reading. Its contrast is oblivious. Example 1. Surrey's astute reading of the marker helped the council act in time. Example 2. Juniper praised Surrey's astute reading of the river marks, Moss's canny watering schedule, and Brindle's shrewd repair plan that protected the marsh, fields, and bridge at once.
Canny.
Canny.
Meaning careful, practical, and smart about using resources or judging situations. A common phrase is canny planning. Its contrast is reckless. Example 1. Moss made a canny watering schedule once the charter took effect. Example 2. Juniper praised Surrey's astute reading of the river marks, Moss's canny watering schedule, and Brindle's shrewd repair plan that protected the marsh, fields, and bridge at once.
Shrewd.
Shrewd.
Meaning clever and realistic in practical judgment. A common phrase is a shrewd repair plan. Its contrast is naive. Example 1. Brindle's shrewd fix protected the bend with simple materials. Example 2. Juniper praised Surrey's astute reading of the river marks, Moss's canny watering schedule, and Brindle's shrewd repair plan that protected the marsh, fields, and bridge at once.
Inequity.
Inequity.
Meaning unfairness in how things are shared or how people are treated. A common phrase is water inequity. Its contrast is equity. Example 1. The covenant was designed to prevent water inequity during the next dry spell. Example 2. Moss then pointed to an old empty bucket painted on the cedar board and warned that hidden extra fills would bring inequity back to the bend, even if the river looked bright for a while.
Rivalry.
Rivalry.
Meaning competitive hostility between sides that want to outdo one another. A common phrase is renewed rivalry. Its contrast is cooperation. Example 1. Tavi warned that renewed rivalry would undo the bridge bargain. Example 2. Rivalry is bitter competition between sides who begin caring more about beating each other than solving the real problem together.
Schism.
Schism.
Meaning a deep split into opposing groups within a community or organization. A common phrase is a civic schism. Its contrast is unity. Example 1. Iona refused to let the water crisis widen into a civic schism. Example 2. Then our covenant protects the river and our legacy both, because sagacious, astute, canny, and shrewd neighbors share early, so inequity, rivalry, and schism never get the chance to grow.